You're tuned in to the weird. Wow. The wonderful world of pixels and play.
Yo, it's iFlames on the mic, dropping the facts right. From indie gems to that AAA spotlight. We break it down, no console wars in sight. Just pure gaming passion, burning ever so bright. Squirrel master here, climbing the leaderboards. Finding the glitches, opening secret doors. From retro classics to the next gen roars. We're digging deep for the lore and more, of course. With iFlames and Squrl Master. Let's get into it.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Really diving deep into a
I want to hear you open up after that one.
We hitting y'all some with the slow jazz. Oh yeah.
That was a good suggestion, man. That was a good, like when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
In Discord, man, that was a great suggestion to throw some jazz into there, dude. The Viking techno was kind of cool. Viking techno rock was kind of cool, but I think that would have blasted some people out. But yeah, that threw you off on your intro. Let's try it again. And cut. I don't know. That's the best I got.
But what's going on, guys? What's going on, everyone in chat? Welcome to another episode. What is this? Episode 6 of season 2.
I think so. Brother? There's Zach. We saw Zach in the new intro there.
What's up, Zach?
Right? See his pretty face come across.
Hell yeah.
I know you've been under the weather, man, this week. But other than that, I mean, I know you're starting to make a turn. You said, but other than that, man, what's new?
Better. Still sick, but getting better.
Yeah,
I can tell by my voice, a little congested and shit. So.
Yeah, our guest tonight's trying to convince me to grow a mullet.
Do it. Do your.
But I don't know if I can. It just grows on the back of my neck, more like a like.
Yeah, you just have a male pattern baldness mullet.
Dude, he says no. He tells me that my hair is not that bad, dude. Look at this, bro. Patches McGee is what my hair is. Is Patches McGee.
I mean.
What?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah,
based
fuck
on
no,
my hair?
no, I don't. I don't want your opinion on shit, dude. I wasn't asking for you. You heard him's works. He's sitting in the
hairy ass over here.
Show the top. I did show the top. I could show the. I would show you the back, dude, but it's gonna glare. My beauty filter will not work on the back of my head. I don't know. What's up, Negley?
You know, fix that. Nair fix it.
Yeah, it'll take it all the way. But yeah. But man, hopefully you start to feel better anyway. We got Negley saying hello. We got Saxit Gaming, which is Cody, you know, and then we have Zach, and then we've got a few other people in here. But let's
So here we have a special guest on tonight.
Yeah, he's special, all right. Sometimes too special.
A little special ed.
As I see him look up when I said that, I saw his head snap up down there at the bottom. But so I guess we'll do this and then bring him on. You know, y'all know him. Well, I was supposed to do so. I told him, you know, I was on their podcast, and he said that I had to like do a nice intro. I said, well, we could just all be on here, so we'll do it like this. And now, coming from, I can't fucking do that shit. Never mind, dude. That's all I got. If you don't know who Iron Squrl is, and hey, what's up, A Bear? Most of y'all do know Iron from TikTok, from Twitch, and from just hanging out and knowing them. But if you don't know him, all of his links and stuff are down there in the bio.
We have the myth.
There you
legend.
Go. There you go.
Iron Squrl! didn't contemplate on
And
that.
there he is. No, it's less than a minute, dude. Don't worry. I checked it. It's already posted on our YouTube and has over almost 1,000 views. We're good
That
to
was
go.
epic. All you
We're
needed
good
to
to
do was
go.
play the video. I forgot about the video. That video is fucking badass. The video is badass.
Oh, there he is. There's Iron.
Did you
There.
see? I was making all kinds of faces backstage.
Yeah, I seeing you down there, man.
Oh,
The best wrestling.
I am happy to be here, guys. And
Yeah.
I had myself muted, so just in case I wasn't sure if my sound would come through, so I muted. And
No,
I even remembered to unmute myself before I tried talking.
Well, that's
Little things.
I'm
Little
glad
things.
you remembered to do that.
Per my normal,
Very
I'm smoking away over here in the
See, I'm not in the podcast.
gamey, weird whiskey glass.
I have this one. Flames is not partaking because he's getting he's on the mend. So
Look at that.
you know,
Look at
but I
that.
have
I'm on my period.
That's a good shirt. Lamb of God shirt he's got on.
Yeah.
Squirrel Master, you got some new merch on. It's fucking fire.
Oh yeah, well, you mentioned that. Yeah, I was talking about it before we started. Those are the new ones that match the new
Some more?
YouTube stuff.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. I'm wearing my same
It's-
old. I got the
Looks
Lucid Squirrel
good.
podcast UFO,
Yeah.
followed by some Taco Squad love. I love this the color on this hoodie's just.
Yeah, I went with that hat. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm happy
I
to
mean,
have you. Happy to have you.
I guess so. I have a question. So you put in. I know, and we've talked a bunch, but for people that don't know you, kind of introduce yourself, kind of quick. You know, it doesn't have to be long, drawn out. So we'll talk about more stuff. But one thing in here said that would be where you got your name from. He said you'd be surprised where you got your name from.
Yeah, that's always a good story.
So
yeah,
we have to hear that too.
Yeah, I'm Iron Squrl. I stream on TikTok, on Twitch. I've streamed once on YouTube. I am a co-host of a podcast as well, so the Lucid Squrl podcast that also streams on YouTube. I've been doing that for a little over a year. I think we're about to hit a year soon. I don't think we've hit a year on the podcast yet, but streaming, I'm about to hit the 2-year mark here in a couple months. And, you know, I would consider myself just a hobbyist, trying not to take myself too seriously on either fronts. I mean, it all takes work and I know we're dedicated to it, but, you know, it's never going to be a job for me. I've determined that. And I'm good with that. Like I've made peace with that. So I want to be able to hit the go live button, provide an awesome vibe, hang out with my friends, meet some new friends, and game at the same time. You know, like that's all it is for me. And
Yeah.
sometimes that having that approach, you know, I might only stream once, twice a week. It's okay. I do what I can when I can, and I promise you, I'll never hit that button if I'm not feeling the vibe or I don't have the energy, or if I know I can't bring my best self, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Do it because you want to and you like it and have fun.
Yep, 1,000%.
That was like one of the hardest things to learn in streaming, to be honest, is
Mhm.
when not to do it, right? Because you don't have to. That's like, I don't know. We talk about that all the time, about being honest with yourself and what you want.
It is, yeah.
And the burnout of it.
I see
Yeah.
both sides, you know, like I think there's a big difference. I think people got to figure out if they want it to be a hobby or if they want it to be a living. If you want it to be a living, then yeah, you got to approach it like work and you got to get your ass up and go to work. But at the same time, part of that job is bringing your A game. So even if you got to put on a show, you got to put on a show.
Yeah.
Versus I think a hobbyist, you know, we have the ease. We don't have to put that kind of pressure, nor do I. That's not what I want.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this to the point where I hate it because I'm doing it like a job, you know?
Mm,
And just
Yep.
grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding.
yeah. I want to love my hobby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or I want to love doing it because I didn't start to do
Mhm.
it. Like, it's not like a trade that I got into because I guess some people do get into it because they want to be glamorous, right? Because you think it's glamorous, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I got into it because I liked gaming and I liked talking to people. So why not? Or what a better way to meet new people? And then other things came along, you know, that was secondary about doing it. Then,
Right.
you know, what's up, Dino and is that Elisa?
Alyssa, Negley,
Alyssa,
Dino, A
Dino,
Bear,
yeah.
Sax,
Yeah.
Dino Tamer, Zach Brohos, who beat me as first guest on the show. Kind of wild.
You know, that's I have to say, like, that's one of the things that's awkward is having friends that do this, right? That you would consider, like, yeah, I mean, like friends like me and Flames talk, and like even when he's talked about getting on the podcast, like was getting on you and Lucid's podcast, it's like, how do you like? It's like playing jump rope to me. You know what I mean? You're like, am I in or not? I don't know because I have other things to do too, and I know they get. You know what I mean? It's like that, like. And then it's always like, I don't want to have the go-to of the people that I know right off, you know, the top, but that's usually the best ones anyway. So, but we will have. Yeah.
I promised I'd share a cat.
Oh, fucking cat, dude. Once she figured out how to do, now I see her playing blackjack. As soon as I played blackjack in your Discord, I saw her playing blackjack.
Shit, I didn't even know I could do on my own Discord. She's messing with the bots. I'm like, how do you do that? So, Iron Squrl, we got to take it back in time. We got to go back to
the name
1994, 1995, the 1900s, way back in the 1900s. Okay, middle school football. I absolutely loved playing football. Like you couldn't get me away from it. You know what I mean? Like whether it was just backyard football, I would skip lunch at middle school and high school. And we were allowed to go outside and play football during like the lunch hour. And like, I would just literally skip lunch and play football the whole time. And there's right many of us that would do that. But anyway, football is where the name Squrl comes from. So it was IRL, real given nickname. I was a pretty little guy, fast as fuck. And I would run 100 yards left or right just to go 10 yards forward. You know, so they said I looked like a little squirrel, you know, just zigzagging around the field. So that's where that part of the name came from. The Iron part, who doesn't love Iron Man? He's fucking awesome. Yeah, I mean, the Marvel movies, I became a huge Iron Man fan. Robert Downey Jr., fucking my hero when it comes to like Marvel shit. So I just combined the two. It made it Iron Squrl.
That's
dope ass name.
Yeah, it's a good one. Like that's it's funny because we all met each other. Well, it's especially funny to have us all three sitting here, right? Because I met Flames on TikTok. Right, I met you on TikTok as well, and when I came in, that was the funniest like time. Like meeting Flames was like meeting you when I went into your chat. Though, quite honestly, it's like me and Flames instantly just like started talking. Don't even know how it happened. You know what I mean?
That same area.
Yeah, and it happened that way. And then when I go into Irons, I'm like, is your dad the milkman like mine?
Yeah.
I think that's what I said. I think that was one of my first comments in his chat was like, I feel like I know you or something like that. I'm like, how old are you? And then it became like I was explaining to you guys when we were in a chat somewhere else. It's like little kids trying to figure out how to be friends. You're like, high five, we're friends now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey, Squirrel Master, those are nice shoes you got on. Do they make you run faster?
Do I have shoes on? I don't have any shoes on. What are you talking about?
It's a joke. When kids meet, like that's the shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Like, yeah, look how fast I am, and you take off fucking running. And I'm like, holy shit, that's so fast.
No, dog. They have lights on.
You're so fast.
You know how bad it was though? I looked to see like, do I have a camera?
Do you want to be friends? Yeah, after you come back running, I'm like, do you want to be friends?
No, that was a blonde moment for me for sure right there. I had blonde momented that one.
I did too. I felt for it too. So,
but it's funny that you had that interesting one about your name, right? So you become an Iron Squrl. Like Flames was talking about his. I'll let him explain his for us, like real fast, like because it's funny. We never talk about that, but how they came about. You know, it's kind of funny to hear. Mine's obvious, but. Where'd you said yours was a misspelling, right, Flames?
Yeah, back when I played Diablo 3 way back in the day, or Diablo 2, sorry. And I was creating an account for it. The very first time playing Diablo 2, I was going to make an account, and I was going to call myself In Flames, because that was one of my favorite bands back then, metal bands back then. And I typed it. I wasn't looking, and I hit enter and fucking playing the game, and I got done, and I was like, oh shit, that says iFlames.
How long ago was that?
Probably 2000, probably like 2000.
Damn.
2000.
It's stuck all that time. That's cool. That's
like 2007, 2008.
Yeah, it's crazy that just like small things, how they stick with us.
And that's been my gamer tag for everything, and my YouTube channel. Yeah, that's everything.
That's funny. Yeah, mine I just got from the movie. I was really stoned when I was making my Xbox gamer tag. I'm not gonna lie, and I couldn't remember to log into my old gamer tag that I had, and I was like, you know what, Squirrel Master, it is, dude. Squirrel Master, it is. And then it was taken, so I had to spell it wrong. So
I was wondering if you just didn't know there were 2 R's in it.
no, I know. And you know, the crazy thing is when I go into people's live and they're like, hey, Squire Master? Squire? What the fuck? Why are you calling me Squire? It's
I've
fucking
always,
awkward.
and that's the other thing is I've spelled it SQURL since middle school. Like that was something I did then. Like I've documented it, so it's part of my copyright on my brands.
Well, mine used to be I
It's part of
Flames with the Z. That's how I first made it, but I was like, I'm that's stupid. I'm gonna put the S on it, especially if I'm.
Yeah, I've got yearbooks from 1999, 1998.
Hell
with
yeah.
people, friends signed it SQURL.
Where you
I knew that was just my. I don't know how or why I did it. It was just easier. Like who the fuck wants to, like? It's hard to spell squirrel. Like right SQ. There's a secret R in there.
Yeah.
There's a secret
Does
R
the
and
U
there's
come
only one
first,
L.
or is there an E in the middle? I don't. Nobody knows.
Where
Like
Was
was
there
like
a-
an I?
Was that a niner in there? Did you say niner?
just spell SQURL. Squirrel. I spell it like it sounds. Squirrel.
It works, dude. Hey. It's easier than the way I did it because then it's spelt wrong, and then I get mad when I spell it right. Like I said on my Twitch account, when I updated it, I spelled it right, then I'm mad that I spelled it right. I'm like, no,
That's how you know if your friends know you. Like I could probably, you're in my phone and it only has 1 R. Like
yeah,
I took the time to spell it your way.
that's good. Or you could have me in there as daddy. That's fine. What were you saying, Flames? Now about you go to the Flames was just asking a question. What were you asking about? Well, what year you graduated?
Oh, I asked what score Iron. What year you graduated?
99.
99.
Heck yeah. I was gonna say when Abraham Lincoln was president, but
I graduated in 06. So.
I played football with Lincoln. He was a dickhead.
he was a big kid. He was tall. He caught like Michael Irvin.
Yeah, I couldn't cover him for shit. I couldn't defend him for shit.
That'd be a good AI video. Lincoln catching one-handed catches over people.
Was he a
Abraham
Vampire
Lincoln.
Slayer?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good one. I forgot about that movie.
That's a sick ass movie.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So we had a topic, right? We were gonna work on, and then we found out we couldn't find enough on it. So we can still discuss it, but and then talk about whatever. But we were gonna talk about what's up, General? What's up, Mr. Shea?
In general.
So we were talking about looking up PSYOPS and through video games, right? And there's not a lot on there. The most that you really find, to be honest, that I found anyway, maybe now we still have some PSYOP stuff to talk about, is like the Army. You remember the Army of One, or not Army of One? The US Army games that came out. Do you remember those on Xbox? Those were for recruiting purposes. They counted that as a PSYOP, but
Okay.
everything that they have that it says, right, is literally all the AI I've asked, the deep seek, everything I've looked into is that, which is still scary enough, right? They're calling it gaming. What do they call it? What is it called? Sorry. You'd think I fucking had it right here and I should know what I'm talking about.
while you're looking for it, like I had to go down the rabbit hole, and it was something I wanted to learn more about with PSYOPs. So what is a PSYOP? You know, it's a psychological operation. It's something, it's some type of communication. It could be a video game. It could be news. It could be any type of communication pointed at you to try to construe your thinking on something using psychological techniques. And it can be a very slow process. Like I think I probably put about 6 hours in and didn't find a lot of gaming stuff either, but golly, there's a lot of
stuff out
there.
There is.
Yeah.
There is, and there's a lot in entertainment, and it's called, this is what it's actually called. You guys could look this up, and this was new to me. So this was something new that I looked at. It's called gamification PSYOPs. Is literally what it's called. So what they're calling it is they say Al-Qaeda did it, we've done it. One of the biggest ones listed, funny enough, is TikTok. But they work off of a scoring system to gain information. So all the likes, the shares, they use that to they're observing. They're not controlling. So it's still a PSYOP, right? But it's not a mind control PSYOP to where they're trying to curve people, but what they're doing is watching to see how they react to these different things and what
They need social media, not just TikTok.
Yeah, and so they're, there's governments that are, not just ours, right, that are watching this stuff, right? So other than that, that's kind of the only, the real big stuff that I found, because there is a lot on, there's a lot of them, Dan, like including the Ukraine war. I don't know if you guys have ever looked into that one, which, I know with the in light of the current events that we have going on now, right? But a lot of that was a media storm, is what it was, dude. They said that even we had talked about the war starting in a propaganda way, right, with the PSYOP before it ever started, so that when Ukraine and Russia went to war, that we were already eased to that, right? So that's kind of that. There's a lot of those things. I know you found Iron or you talked about it a lot about the ways to spot a PSYOP, right?
Mhm.
Like there's that grading system. Did you
Yeah,
add
yeah.
that PDF or did you?
I do.
You have
And
that?
so, yeah, the guy's name is Chase Hughes. Chase Hughes. He's really the expert when it comes to PSYOPs. I think he's got over 30 years of studying it. He's got all kinds of degrees in psychology, this and that. And I watched several podcasts with him in it. Sean Ryan's got a great one. The Y Files, he was on that as well and brought up. And so that was where I got a lot of my information from. And I found it really intriguing too, because the way he presented it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've watched.
Do it.
Yeah, while you pull that up, I don't. Flames, have you looked into much of the PSYOP stuff at all? I mean, not just with video games, but in general, like the PSYOPs thing. That was a new kind of there it is. That was kind of a new look for me, man. I haven't really looked into it much, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, there's a model, and like really, if you're listening to this and you're wondering what a PSYOP is, like we're literally bombarded with this stuff every day, whether it's broadcast TV news. And when I say news, I mean Fox and CNN equally, Newsmax. If they're on TV and they have commercials that people put money into and they're funded by media, then they're bought and paid for. So you really start to run some of that information they put you through there and how it hits you. But really it's aimed at attacking a part of your brain that's the most ancient part, like it almost hits you where you don't even realize it, because it
brainwashing.
Yeah. It's really brainwashing. It hits you right at the root, whether it's
the way
deviance is one of them. So will this help me stand out or break cultural or social norms? Novelty, is it noticeably new and will others see it? Social, will it make people around me show interest or connect with me? Are others in my peer group doing this, and is it acceptable to them? So conformity is an important one. Necessity, what specifically makes this necessary versus other options? And then financial, is this investment or behavior going to benefit me financially? So those are all like things you run it through. I think the biggest and most one everyone could connect with would be COVID. For me, that's the easiest one to draw a straight correlation to the way COVID was presented to us from our government, from the CDC.
Yeah, 100% fucking man-made.
Yeah, and it's came out that one is, there's, it may not all be that way, but it was, they can transform a lot of stuff that becomes.
Well, most of the pandemics that we've had in the fucking world have been through accidents, or we got escaped, or we made it.
Of course, doing shit we shouldn't be doing.
Exactly.
And that's a PSYOP really doesn't even get down to whether something's true or not, right?
Mm-mm.
Whether you believe it's true or not. It's about the approach of bending your thinking around it. So like the PSYOP with COVID was, there was a good part of the population that was divided, right? So you create divide through a PSYOP. That's one thing. Conformity. So that goes to the conformity where people, if you didn't take the vaccine, you were automatically labeled an anti-vaxxer. You were, they divided us. They
kept us inside.
A lot of people that, the vaccines were going to work and it was saving lives. And it was all complete bullshit, and they use fear. They use fear, which is a big part of PSYOPs,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of them too that go. So even if like what they're doing, that they're doing through social media, is they're watching for these people that have a different opinion, right? And then what they'll do is they'll insert something in there to give you a curveball that gets you to start to be okay with another view, right?
Yeah.
So it'll ease you into the fact it's not a big pitch you right in the face, you know?
Oh yeah, it's like when COVID was going around. They said, "Oh, if you want to travel, you got to get the vaccine."
Yeah. Or like the Pizzagate thing with Epstein. You know, that whole thing, right? So yes, it may have been true, it may have not have been true, but either way, when it came out that it was, you know, they used that against us to make it look like they weren't doing anything. Now we know something different, right? But they ran with that and they made him look more foolish than what he was. That's a psyop in it. You know what I mean? Is to go, look, no, there's no way. Look how dumb these people are. They'd believe anything. There's no way this is happening. And so you don't look at all, you know, and that's how it works.
Well, yeah, during the Epstein file, they're supposedly they were pinning all that shit on Michael Jackson. That's
Epstein's files is a crazy thing, dude. We were talking to Zach about that. Or not Zach. We were talking to Riley about that the other night, right? We were just chilling. And we were talking about, I can't get halfway through that shit, dude.
There's so much.
There's not
say on YouTube right now.
Yeah, like there's enough. Yeah, dude, it makes enough to where you don't want to talk, like,
and all that shit.
Dude, to not want to talk about it is crazy. You know?
Yeah. It's almost so bad. And that's a part of the conditioning we've been through, right? It's almost so bad. We're not even doing due diligence. Like, we're just over it. We don't want to be over it. We just want it to be done with. We want the bad people to get taken care of like it's supposed to be. Like, that's definitely a psyop, you know, like it's too many people were asking for it. People were asking for it for years. For years, they were asking for the Epstein files to be released. And it took that long to release it. And it was almost like they said, well, if we'll let them wait, we let them wait. And then we dump it. We just dump it all on them. We'll redact the juicy stuff. We'll black that out. It'll be so much that they'll be overwhelmed, and studies show that they'll get past it.
Yeah. And not a single person still. That's the crazy part, dude. And like the Clintons asked for a public hearing, right? I don't care what side of the political spectrum you fall on. It's not my problem. Okay. But we're never going to see, like, I want to see that. Yeah. I want somebody to answer for what their accusations are. That's what we stand on, right? As Americans, is we allow people to answer for themselves. We don't just judge. You know, that's one of the core values.
Power in this world, you get away with shit.
And no, they're not even have to. They want to answer. They're not allowing them to answer now. It seems like, and then we want to, but we're not going to get answers, dude. Yep. It's just we're stuck. And then what are we? I mean, not to go on a revolutionary sounding thing, because like I don't know if it would happen, but like other than that, dude, what are you going to do?
Nobody's going to do that.
You know, like what are we going? What are you going to do? Because that's what it's going to take. Is that light turned off?
Oh yeah, Epstein files is old news now.
Yeah,
exactly. News, the wars dominate the news cycle now.
Yep, World War III's coming to fucking the horizon. So.
Yeah, that's another one all in itself, man. That's a what do they say, a slippery slope to even go down in itself, because if we go all the way, if what we just were talking about the Epstein files, and if you start peeling back, it gets really scary, dude. It gets more scary than not even like that, but I mean just in general with the people that's backing what states are funding what states and what you like a lot of people. I don't think that most people understand that at one point we backed Saddam Hussein before we went to war with him and gave him weapons and shit to attack Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at
like I'm not, I don't mean to get into all that, but like
ammunition and fucking
we leave
helicopters
stuff
and tanks.
We fight wars and we leave it. And then we're like, how'd they get a hold of these things? No shit, dude.
Poncho's got it. He said Bill Gates apologizes for the Epstein stuff. And then secretly, like, you didn't even hear about it. You didn't even hear about that. One of the biggest, most important purchases of recent times. And I didn't hear a peep about it. Not a word.
Yeah.
You look over here while we do this over there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm Justin. Yeah, dude, that's the way it goes, though. Those are all, and that's what the crazy part is about PSYOPs. Every one of those is a PSYOP, whether you want to say it, because everything they're doing is misinformation. It's so that the right hand doesn't watch what the left is doing, and the left doesn't watch what the right's doing. And
one of the biggest ways to get into all of us psychologically is everyone worries about what their friends, their family, their close ones think, even just people in general. So, like, this may be a little drawn out story, but I found it really fascinating. And like, how many people are scared of public speaking? Like stand at a podium and talk in front of a crowd of people, you know, like it probably, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I still get nervous before I hit the go live button or before we start a podcast, you know, it goes away. But like, if you put me in front of a crowd of 1,000 people, I probably have some damn nerves about me, right? Pretty much everyone I know, probably everyone in chat could go with that. Well, that goes back like 150,000 years, and our brains haven't changed in 150,000 years. So 150,000 years is not enough to talk about evolution. So our brains pretty much are the same as they were 150,000 years ago. We just have a lot more knowledge and a lot more ways of learning and teaching than our ancestors from 150,000 years ago.
Humans are supposed to be social, but to a limit.
Yeah, well, what that fear goes back to is it's not the fear of public speaking that we have. It's the fear of us saying the wrong thing in front of a group of people. And that goes back to like tribal ancestors.
Yeah.
And so when tribes wandered around in packs of like 100 to 150 back then, they would get around, they would communicate around the fire or whatever in their packs. Well, if you said something wrong back then, you got shunned. You got kicked out of the tribe. Yeah. Well, what happened then? If you weren't in a tribe, you probably weren't going to eat. Yeah. Women, if you were a man, women weren't going to procreate with you. So then your genes actually stopped passing on. You know what I mean? Like it literally was like the end of you. It was the end of you if you fucked up enough where you said something. So that is embedded in the lowest part of our brains. And one of like when it goes back to like what makes us tick is making a mistake of that error still carries with us today. We're scared to make that mistake. We don't want to be kicked out of the pack. We, you know, that, like that. And so that's part of a PSYOPS is when you can tap into some of those ancient memories, those core logistics that just run your thinking and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. That goes back to when we were kids. Did y'all ever do that to kids in school? Like say something none of y'all did. Like let's say, you know, me and Flames before you came on, Iron, we're like, hey dude, let's all say we've done this. Like, have you ever, you know, something stupid, right? And when everybody's like, yeah, I've done it. Even if you've never done it, you'll just agree, I've done it. And then everybody looks at you and they're like, we've never done that shit. But that's crazy you did it.
You're like, man.
But that's the same mentality. It's that herd. Well, it's what they called in the Epstein files, what they all call it. Who doesn't know that they don't call us that as cattle. The general population is cattle, you know? Oh yeah. Like 100%. That's what we are to the 1%ers. I don't care if it's the Epstein stuff, and no matter how, even if they've done nothing wrong, we are still the cattle to them. We are still we're the ones that will go to slaughter for them. Yeah. Like with the stuff going on, we touched on it, you know, not to even get into much of, but like the stuff going on overseas right now, right? No matter what side you're on, there are people that are losing their lives. Oh yeah. That may not even they don't even know why they're like our government, you know, our troops may be fighting, but they don't know what they're fighting for, but they're fighting. Yeah. Right. And the same thing with the other side. They may not agree, but they're fighting to defend what they think is right.
And innocent lives are being destroyed too. And
yeah, all over the place, man. And it's not them putting it could be your brother, Iron, or mine, or Flames' brother, but it's not going to be one of theirs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not the ones that are having to be on the front lines to put up with the stuff. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Somebody came and asked me if I wanted a refill. It's nice to have.
I think Riley made a good quote last night, and he said, I think it was the Elon Musk quote that he was trying to quote, and it was, a war is basically when one young man meets another young man and they have to fight. They've never met before in their life and they have to fight to the death. And they're fighting over two old men that know each other very well. And they're the ones dictating that the two young men that have never met each other battle to the death.
Yeah. Or some land or whatever, you know, it could just be something minuscule and just you have a full-on war now.
Well, and in the streaming and just like in what we do, you still see it. People will blindly hate each other because they like some other group or they play a different game. Oh, yeah. Or they play a different style. Yeah. It's ingrained in us, dude. Like I always say, we got stuff that happhappens here in our head, right? That's the front part. And that's why this shit is all back here, you know?
We're just all naturally negative towards everybody. That's the reason war peace will never ever fucking happen. We're never living in utopia until the human race is just.
Yeah, because we're not all from here.
Until they shut off that ancient part of the brain.
Yep. Until we get so advanced to the point where we have a whole different reality of thinking, that'd be the only way we fucking do it.
Another crazy thing I saw, and it goes back to that herd mentality, was they did like 30 studies, and what they did was they hired 19 actors to sit in a classroom, and then one person was the experiment. And so one person was in this room at a desk. They were supposed to be taking some type of course, like a free course or something, like they advertised it. You take one person from the outside and you have 19 actors in the room. So 20 people in this room. The teacher instructs them to do some reading and do something in the book, and then says, absolutely don't leave the room for any reason. Teacher leaves the room. A couple minutes later, smoke alarms start going off. They use like smoke effects, like Hollywood style, smells like smoke, basically to make it look like the building's burning down. Do you know the 20 times that test was given, that all 20 times the one person would have died of asphyxiation, because the 19 actors acted like nothing was wrong. They sat down at the desk. They ignored the fire alarm. They ignored the smoke. The one person, you could see him 20 times. You could see the person like, you don't see this shit? And they looked around at the room, and none of the rest of the room was reacted. So they put their head down.
Fuck that.
And they kept doing the work. Out of the 20 times, all 20 would have died. One person out of the 20 did stand up. And the person, when they interviewed him, he was a musician and an artist. And they said his mind, out of all of them, they thought he would buck the system or not care what everybody else thought, just because that tends to be that mindset. They said he stood up and went to go to the door after a couple minutes, and somebody in the class said, "Hey, the teacher said we're not supposed to leave for any reason."
Fuck you.
He sat back down. He sat back down.
That's like what was that special on CBS? That What Would You Do? Y'all remember that special like that, dude, where they had like, did you ever see that Flames at all, that when it was on?
I think I have.
But it was like hidden cameras watching, and they'd have like a little kid that would be lost, and they would see somebody, like another random fucking person, excuse my language if you have kids watching or whatever, but another random fucking person would just come up and grab this kid, dude, and nobody around would do nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they wouldn't even and you could hear the kids say, and they would just look away. Dude, the fuck, and we wonder what's wrong. And that's not
Well, it's like that.
And I hate to say it, that's not the enemy that we're talking about here. We're talking about our neighbor.
Yep.
That's the sad part. We're talking about the people that live next door to us, that we interact with it anywhere during the day, that these people wouldn't do shit if something
like
that
incident,
was happening.
was it New York in the subway where that woman was getting the shit beat out of her, and everyone just standing around filming it?
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, I don't see how you can't.
No.
I don't want to say, like, I don't know how involved I would get, right? Because depending on if they have weapons or what it is, right? But to do absolutely nothing is insane.
No,
to make no noise
and to stand there and fucking record it.
Dude, fuck it. Be if you're not gonna fight, at least flight and scream so you get some fucking attention. Like, don't just do nothing and do literally, like you said, like look down, like, oh, I'm not gonna look.
What does that tell you about society?
Yeah,
like when we talk about the government, we need to stand up and do this. Nobody, it's not going to happen.
No,
it's too far. It's too far gone. Society's too far gone.
Yeah.
No, and to me, I think they've pushed it to that extent to where no matter what, most of y'all I've talked to politics about, I don't talk about it a lot, but I am very much in the middle. I'm not. I don't really go either side. And I don't. It's not that I try not to. It's just that I can't see that they're not both full of shit sometimes. But that's the thing, is they've got us enough to where we're not labeled iron or our names or our whoever we are, right? We're labeled a rightist or a leftist. Mm-hmm. We're labeled by who I voted for. You think you know every fucking thing there is to know about me.
Yeah. And
once they got that ingrained in us, which they've done, they've won already, because then it doesn't matter what they do. We're going to fight each other enough that they don't have to do anything. They don't have to put misinformation out. We're going to do it for them.
Yep.
Like that's the part, man. That's the scary part about the times we live in now. And now I don't think anything's changed. We just have more access with this stuff that we're doing now and with these.
Yeah.
than we've ever had before to
Yeah,
information.
more information has come out of how the actual government is ran and all that stuff, and everybody sees it now, and everybody's just like, I don't give a fuck.
I think
They're too
every
busy doing their own
day
shit and being in their own bubbles.
I'm kind of hopeful. I think COVID started to open eyes, and I call it taking the red pill, right? And Matrix, like to get out of the Matrix, you take the red pill. I think more people are taking the red pill every day. You know, not saying to the point of like revolting, but like just opening their eyes a little bit and saying some fucked up shit going on. Like it's this. Yeah. And I think the more people that get where you're at, where I'm at now, the right and left thing is a fucking construct to keep us arguing. If you actually, yeah, I'm sure there's some things we disagree on, whether it be gun control or you know, abortion rights or what have you. Sure, but we don't. If we actually talked in a room somewhere, like we wouldn't hate each other as much as the news portrays it, as much as Facebook portrays it, because the algorithm thrives on the discourse, the negativity, and that's a psyop in itself. I mean,
I mean, look, I mean, I know people that just spend hours and hours watching debates on Fox News just because they're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
That's because it's drama.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with that. Like we talk about, like we were talking about this, about going too far down rabbit holes and losing yourself, right? Before, I know we've all talked about this. You can look into something like me with CERN, you know, I got to talk about that here in a minute. But, you know, I'll go down one of those rabbit holes to a detriment to myself, right? And the same thing with all this, because the more you look into it, you can go into that whole thing like nothing matters, you know? Well, look at all these people that are against us, and that's when they've also won. Like, how do you win then? You know what I mean? Like, what is the end game here? There's not one. Live your fucking life. We only got one chance. We all get turned to dirt anyway. Do what the best you can, what's right to somebody. I can tell you, yeah, we may not start a revolution, but let any part of the something that's not right coming through local neighborhoods, people will. I think people would stand up. You know, and that's why they keep those boundaries. I think that's why they also know where not to push to. You know, we can push this far and you're not going to go over the cliff, right? Yeah. You're going to keep backing up and you're going to want to stay on solid ground. Once we say, fuck this solid ground, we're jumping and seeing what's on the other end. That's when they're in trouble. But I don't see us. I don't see us as a group. We could do it as 5, 10, 15, 20 people, but then egos come in the same as usual. And then it has to turn into, you know,
I think certain states would be easier to get together than most.
Have you seen that movie?
I think more of the southern states will have more of a like mindset to be able to overthrow the government than, you know, northern states or, you know, the East Coast states.
Have you seen that movie, the new Civil War movie?
Nuh-uh.
No, where it's like California and Texas split off and started a war, like modern day war against the rest of the U.S. They seceded. No, you haven't seen that?
I gotta see that.
Dude,
I heard the concept of it, but I've
never it's pretty good, but you could see it as being part of it. Like the U.S. as a whole, like it goes deep down into how that would even be covered up. It's so eerily kind of real. You know what I mean? By what you could see happening, because people are getting fed up. Like I said, dude, like you were just talking about, Theo Vaughn said it the best, I think. It's like if you're playing with Mario in a game, and if at one point you jump, you know, if you jump and the Mario turns and looks at you and goes, I see what the fuck you're doing. I'm going to just do this, right?
Yep.
That's kind of what we're starting to, like you're saying, like we're starting to look at them going, we see what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
But we're still not willing to take control of the game, you know? We're still like, you just control us a little bit less, okay? Be a little bit nicer to us, okay? You know,
like
make
all that
us
shit that went on in Benghazi with fucking Hillary Clinton and had all those fucking ex-Navy SEALs die and all that stuff, and she didn't get held accountable, and there's proof in the emails and all that stuff, and fucking just got pardoned by this shit.
And I still want to know why she wanted fucking what's his name's remains.
I can look her name up, but there was a lady from Facebook, and she quit her job 7 or 8 years ago, and of course it wasn't highly publicized. It didn't get the attention it should have, but she actually brought up the problem with Facebook, and why she left. She said that the company had caused, in her opinion, over 150,000 deaths around the world, and she said it was what she was at like the head of the algorithm responsibility, something like she was high up, right? And that was her job, was to look at how the algorithm was affecting people. And like she has all these examples of where shit happened on Facebook, where the algorithm knows and sees that if it knows somebody's a Republican, it will throw the worst like it'll take the dumbest and dumbest of the left and throw it into their feed just to piss them off, because they'll watch it and get pissed off and interact with it. Yeah. And the same with the right, same with the left. They'll take a awesome left person, but throw the most stupidest, conservative person you could ever meet, and just put that in their feed. And then they start to define for each half, they start to define one another based off of those videos, thinking, like, well, I'm right, so everybody on the left is just a crazy liberal, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody on the left thinks everybody on the right is just a crazy, dim-witted, bum redneck or whatever. Like, that's what they're being fed, and that's what the algorithm's feeding them, and that's what creates the divide. But to take it another level up is, like, in other countries, Facebook has been used to actually cause like deaths. Like, people, there was one example she used, and it was like some media campaign where like somebody paid to have basically this guy that was like a doctor in another country. He basically got murdered because of Facebook, because of one post. One post went viral, and they told absolute complete lies about him, and he got shot right outside of his house. And that's, I wish I could be more specific to the example. We even play the video, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that fucking algorithm, the algorithm of TikTok, the algorithm of Facebook, something needs to be done about it, or people need to stop watching the shit. Like, that's not the real world. It's really not.
Yeah, there was, when I was looking that up, the crazy thing that you just kind of, not that same thing that you mentioned, but when I was kind of scrubbing and I'm scrolling up because I have it all on one, thing, there was a female that had something said wrong about her, and then it ended up going to court. Zoe Quinn was an indie game developer, became one of the main harassed targets in this thing. The same thing. They went and harassed her, dude, and like got death threats, all this stuff, just because people started saying it began as like, so it began when a blog post by her ex-boyfriend of an indie game developer, Zoe Quinn, falsely accused her of receiving positive media coverage in exchange for personal relationships.
Oh, wow.
No one did anything, and that's how it started, and it snowballed. It went to court. It included doxing, online abuse, harassment, which I didn't even, and it was all towards women in gaming, which is the craziest thing that people, that's one of the things that I don't, out of context here, but that's one of the most like guarded possessions I have is the girls that we get, the women, not girls, right? But the women that we game with, you don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? Like, they up to their extent of what they do, because I thought it was crazy to see the amount of just a standard woman, the messages that they get by doing nothing from people online. It's insane, dude. It's insane. Yep. But that's just one of the things I ran across when I was looking it up. And it's funny that you mentioned that. But
do you guys think the world was better before social media?
Oh, yeah.
Let me say, was the world better before Facebook and TikTok? Those are my two. I think MySpace was fine. I don't have any bad memories of MySpace.
Yeah, well, it started there, but I think our consumption for that stuff, right? I don't want to say that it was a better place, because now we have more information, right?
Yeah,
if you think about
as many
quality
back then,
the quality of life is better. But
I mean, most people that just live their day and day and that think they're all there is just, oh, we have Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and this and that, and that's it. It's like, no, there's 10,000 other different fucking social medias out there and all that stuff, and there's being more made every fucking single day. So
that was asked by, I'm trying to think of what that was they were talking about in that, but it's I'm glad we didn't have social media when we were kids, man.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh yeah,
same.
That's
the
one thing
on the kids is it's unmeasurable yet. Like, we're still going through it now. I guess you can start to measure it.
I don't have kids, so I'll talk shit about all the Timmys in the world, and I don't like to play with them. You know what I mean? Or that's what Ange and Riley and all them call them, right? But I couldn't still, and I can talk all the shit that I want to about them, right? And say, when we grew up, this is what we did, right? All that stuff, I would not trade. If somebody asked me, hey, would you go back to this age? I would not want to fucking grow up now, dude. the picking on, you think that it's okay, like, yes, people dress different and yeah, we go to school different, but that's all because of 2020 or 2020 and 2019 because of COVID, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're doing that stuff in school. But like the social media aspect of it, dude, I'm glad we didn't have it, man. I'm glad we had to figure shit out for ourselves. I'm glad we had to buy those encyclopedia, those fucking green ones from the door-to-door salesman. If you wanted encyclopedias, you had to go fucking learn your alphabet and find it in this big ass goddamn book.
If I had a paper route in high school, I had to go to the fucking library.
Yeah.
And I see, like, there's some benefits, right? But let's separate the internet from social media. So, like, the internet would still be there. We could still get all the information we wanted, right? From whatever source. What benefit really? Like, I would love to be able to just cut off social media for 30 days completely and see the impact. And
you saw that one.
Faces. I think as a society, like, I'm not speaking personally, when I look at the impacts social media has had, I think there's no argument it's not beneficial. Because if we're saying it's beneficial because we can see things or you can see stories you could get that on the internet somewhere else. The problem with social media is the algorithm. The algorithm is absolutely destroying.
We didn't have that problem with Yahoo Messenger.
Absolutely destroying.
You know what I mean? We went in the chat rooms we wanted to on there, right? Now it shoves the shit, and I get what you're saying. It shoves it in front of you.
Yeah,
even
if
all the
endorphin rushes and all the happiness and all the good stuff you feel from it, and it's just it gets addicting. So people are like, I want more and more and more and more and more and more.
Well, that's the algorithm's job, to keep you in front of the screen so it can show you the next ad. I mean, it's tapping into our most basic instincts. You know, whether it be rage, it has to evoke some type of emotion, and typically anger happens to be the one that keeps you and gets you the most engaged. It's sickening to me. Did you know that TikTok in China, it's a completely different like feed, and like all the kids in China on TikTok get like all this like math and science and education, and then meanwhile the rest of the world gets BB guns shooting at them, naked chicks, Grand Theft Auto, you know, who can twerk the best. Like, that's, you know, like, tell me, is that not a fucking psyop? I don't know.
Well, I mean, a lot of that stuff a lot of that, like, your perfect example was that clip about AI from y'all's podcast. And it was about, not any of it was about water, not any of it was about left or right or politics, right? It was a simple clip about AI. And it turned into over 1 million views, right? And it was all people arguing about
12 million.
Political or something. 12
million views.
Yeah, 12 million views. And it's people in there arguing in the comments about left and right and about what. And that's not what it's even
Epstein
about.
files popped up quite a few
There
times.
wasn't even that much context in the fucking, what was it, like 11 seconds long?
That's what people were running with. No, that was a minute.
Like,
that was a minute.
It was a minute and something. I was talking about an AI feature on TikTok, like how it was when TikTok came out with the feature where you could upload a still photo and tell it what you wanted to do to it. I was talking about that for like a minute because I did it for that night's podcast. I put it in my story and I brought the image to life. That's all I was talking about for a minute. 12 million views later, thousands and thousands and thousands of comments, people attacking each other about the benefits of AI, the anti-AIs, the anti-Christ. Then it turned into people attacking Christians and religions. You name it. Read the fucking comments on that post. It's on Lucid's page. It's
and
insane.
Then it turned into talking about that's the one talking about Lucid's beard
neck
too,
beard,
right?
His epic neck beard.
Started going in like then they started on Lucid about him having an epic neck beard, and then about what they say about
Epstein.
you and something
Epstein
in there.
files popped up so many times.
Oh Jesus!
Dude, that's the crazy part, and we
never even mentioned the Epstein files. Never even mentioned it.
They've done their due diligence. You know, like that's what they got is. Let me pull up chat. Some people are saying some stuff here, but yeah, that's what they do, man, and they're good at doing it. They've got us to where that's what blows up.
Yeah,
it's not friendly comments back and forth, right? I don't know if y'all have noticed that. You can have a bunch of comments on a video, and they can be agreeing with what you said, and it doesn't gain jack traction. Have somebody come on there that does not agree, and it seems like all of a sudden it puts it to a whole nother feed, like you were just talking about, Iron. Like it's like all of a sudden they know, okay, now push this to all those dummies that believe anything about this shit, because there's people in here in the comments talking about this, and they'll just push it and push it.
Drama fucking sells.
I've seen it, man.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Every post I've had do well. The one I had hit 1 million or so. It wants drama. It wants drama. I told Lucid after last week's podcast, he brought up the McDonald's hamburger cow thing, and he missed out on the boat. I told him on Saturday, I was like, you need to upload the clip from the podcast about that. I was like, it's like everybody's talking about it now. I was like, that'll be the drama, you know, like, is it real beef or not, you know?
Oh, dude, yeah. You talking about the McDonald's CEO?
It's just,
have you seen that clip?
Even as like a content creator, I find myself sometimes I'm like,
no, I mean about the hamburger thing or the meat.
When he was
Did you see that? The CEO? Oh my God, dude, I'm not, this is not exaggeration. You can watch it. I don't have it pulled up, but if anybody's seen it, this is how it goes, dude. He's like, hi. And it seems so AI, or like he has a gun to his head, bro. I swear to God. He's like, hi, I am the CEO of McDonald's. I enjoy a burger every day. And he's, dude, it looks so fucking weird, bro. It makes me not want to have McDonald's.
You gotta pull this up.
Find it, Flames. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, bro. It is, dude. That's what I thought you were talking about when you said that.
No, Lucid said something about how he said, do you know how many burgers are eaten
by
every
McDonald's
day?
Yeah, I was
and it was something like 20 million an hour or some crazy shit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, that's insane.
And
he's like, do you know how many burgers come out of one cow? It's 200. I rough estimate in my mind. 200 burger patties come out of a cow. So like we did the math of how many cows it takes to feed 24 hours day supply of hamburgers.
Here it is.
Oh, let's see this.
Yeah. Here, watch this. Dude.
So I got his Dr. Pepper here. Chris K here with, you've heard about it. Here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. Yeah, all right.
It's like he's
I've had bigger.
You know when you're eating something, you're like, ooh, and you're like gritting your teeth a little bit, and you're like, oh, I don't want to eat that.
Yeah, dude, he's holding it like he's never looked at a burger before, bro. He's like, I don't even look. That motherfucker ain't ate a burger in his day.
That is so good. That's a big bite for a Big Arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So
come on, man.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it. Chris K here.
No way, dude.
I feel like he ran to the bathroom and did the finger in the mouth thing. Like,
no way. Negley said he's stalling. Here, I'll pull up if you want to change it back to I don't know which one it was on. Flames, you're better at that, but for us on there. But there's Negley said he's stalling. Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it seems like he's kind of AI.
Sax Gaiman said he's got many of those videos, and that's pretty much his style.
I guess. He's got me. That's his style every time. I don't know, dude. I don't trust. Maybe it is. I haven't seen him more. But
I've never seen him more.
I've never seen him. But that is like, he's like, I love a burger. Like, how do you, dude? Your burger's not. It's like, look at this glass I have. I don't even know how I'm gonna attack this glass. You know, I'm not gonna bite it. But
that is so good.
That would be bad.
I don't know.
One hell of a clip. I bite my rock glass on live.
I don't think I've ever said, that is so good. Shucky dang darn. That's a good burger there.
He was like, look at the bun. It's like some type of poppy seed thingy. Like, motherfucker, you're the CEO. You better know exactly what that bun is.
You know, if I'm
It's a
taking,
brioche
a bite of a
French bun.
yeah, if I'm eating a burger and like it's my first time eating that
Oop.
brand of a burger
What's up,
and I
Riley?
like it, like, dude, this burger's fucking bomb.
I kind of
Yeah,
want one.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I thought it was eerily just maybe if it is his style, maybe it's the only one I've ever seen, but it still makes me like, I don't know if I want to eat that fucking burger, bro. Because
Oh,
you
I'm
did
totally
not
gonna
make that. You did not.
Maybe he's straight laced fucking, you know,
Dude, Stitch's
just
video. There you go. Stitch's video. Just like
khaki
Oh,
dad
that's a good
shorts
idea.
fucking vibe, man. Maybe it's just like super fucking Christians, like, man, Chucky Ding Dar, man. That's a good fucking burger right there, dog.
Hi, my name's Iron Squrl, and this is the art. The
Welcome to my
McDonald's
TED
Arch
Talk of
burger.
the fucking burger, guys.
Take a little bite. That's one heck of a bite for one heck of a
Yeah.
burger, and it's a little bitty ass bite, dude.
I guess what I was getting at behind that though, like behind the cow thing, like so now as a content creator, like when it comes to a video, especially like non-gaming content, do you ever find yourself looking for that controversial topic? Now I know I do. Like after a podcast, like what's going to be a controversial hot take that'll just fucking take off? And instantly it's like I'm figuring the algorithm out. Like I know that one fucking topic that's going to evoke some type of freaking emotion.
I guarantee you.
If it's going to create some anger out of half the population, then it's probably going to do well.
I guarantee you one, and then we haven't even done it yet. AI, because you know I'm big into AI pulling the clips unless somebody says they want something, right? From a certain timestamp. AI will pull, and I can almost tell you this, AI will pull the part where we were talking about the war that's going on right now, and I was like, I don't care what side you're on, left or right, blah, blah, blah. And then y'all talked about that. AI will pull some of that.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
Mhm.
Without that even being, that wasn't even a hot topic when we were talking about it. You know what I mean? It will pull that. It will pull that without
Buc-ee's.
having any.
My last clip that I did well was Buc-ee's, and I knew, like, I actually called a couple of you guys as friends, and I said, should I put this up? Like, because it was a IRL story, you know, that involved my daughter, and I really debated. I thought long and hard about whether I wanted to do it or not, and I said I'm gonna do it, and I knew it would do well, and it's almost at 30K views. You know, and it's the same thing. It was controversial. It was about Buc-ee's, you know, like you were going to have half the population that said, you know, we love Buc-ee's, and you know, and then the other half was going to be ignorant to it and say, "Oh, fuck ice and fuck Buc-ee's." Well, comes to find out, Buc-ee's never had anything to do with ice.
It was
Like
all
it's
false.
jokes
It
on
was
you,
made
you
up,
know. Like
Yeah, everybody just jumps to it. That's
oh yeah. There's
the
so
part.
much misleading bullshit out there that people just fucking don't even research on. It's like most of the fucking population out there just fucking believe whatever they hear on the fucking internet or what their friends heard and all that stuff, and they just take it as a grain of salt and run with it.
Yeah. Question for you, Iron. Well, we'll go back to streaming question for you here. So, when you started streaming, man, because you gamed before, right? Which we talked about. and
game
we
since
had it.
like
Yeah.
Atari.
So since you've been streaming, has it changed the dynamic of gaming some for you? Like as far as more challenging to play because you know has it changed the gaming at all for you? Does that
Or do
make
you
sense
enjoy
to
it
you?
less?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like has it
No, I'm
You
saying that
find
with a
yourself-
big grin on my face because, like, I'm thinking back to the joy as a child, you know, playing probably just regular old Super Mario Brothers on the NES. I don't have a lot of memories. I remember playing Atari, but that fucking the first time I played Mario and I had the Nintendo controller in my hand and I was freaking jumping and moving the controller like this because it was just so real versus, you know, like it felt like if I went like this, Mario would just jump a little bit further. And like I still have that. Like if you watch my stream today when I was driving, like that joy is still there. Like I'm still on the inside smiling. I'm having fun. And to me, that's what gaming's about. You know? I enjoy playing games with my friends. Like that's a different kind of connection for me. Like that's more like a social, we're having fun, we're sharing a game together. But when you can find a game that taps into that child of you inside of you and you can get that smile, that feeling, like that's what it's fucking about for me. And it's still there. I had it with Cyberpunk. I mean, I didn't play any games with dildos back in 1986.
Leisure Suit Larry, bro. You never played Leisure Suit Larry.
Tummy slaps go wild, man.
tummy slaps. Flames, you missed that. So he was hitting people with the dildo and that thing, and he hit the guy when he was down. And I was in the live, and I just was like, "Tummy slaps is wild."
I lost it. I lost it. I don't think I've
right in the belly.
yeah. Hardest I've ever laughed on stream. Like I was
right in the belly.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah. So what made
Hold on.
you actually go ahead?
I see you, Cat, about the Lion King. Yeah, that's going viral right now.
Oh, yeah.
What that actual means of the.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a lion. Oh my god, it's a lion.
Is that true though? Has anybody fact checked it?
I
Has
looked it
anybody
up. I
fact
looked it up. I did my
It's
research.
true.
I
It's
looked
true.
it up, and that's
It's
what it
true.
is.
Yeah, but it's a chant from, so it's not as dumb as what that guy made it to be. It's truly a chant from a tribe, and I can't remember which
And there's
one
more
it is.
words as you get into the whole song of it.
But it is a chant, but it's more about, that's why it sounds the way it does, right?
Because it's like
about
unity and like freedom and
but the words to us don't make sense. It's like some songs in Spanish, when you translate them, you're like, that sounds better, and when you speak the language fluently, right? So it's the same thing. The funny part is, since we're addressing Cat now, Iron doesn't know this. So you see this comment right here. Yeah, have you heard this story?
Do we bring up the
about
fucking picture?
ChatGPT roasting the guy? No, we won't bring it up because I don't know the guy. So I don't know if she wants us to tell this, but she brought it up, so it's her fault. So Iron, she's in Discord. We're all hanging out like right before we go to bed in Discord. It's late, right?
It's me, Mamba, Squirrel, and Cat. We're all just
just sitting there, and she's like, kind of weird thing, guys. Don't you think this is weird? And she's talking about some random fucking dude on Facebook that's hit her up, and he's like, I think we live in this. So there's some other I don't even remember the whole story. It doesn't matter. But I'm like, let's see. Let's see a picture. Yeah, I'm like, let's see a picture of this fucking guy. Right? I'm like, let's see a picture of this fucking guy. So I send it to ChatGPT and I tell it to roast this guy. Right? Oh, dude.
It did not.
ChatGPT ripped
him a new fucking.
It says you look like the manager of a vape shop. Like, dude, it ripped him fucking. Dude, we had. That's so like, dude, it was long, like 15
what was that one?
minutes, dude.
You look like a vape shop fucking smells or something like that.
Yeah, you look like something, dude. It did not hold back on this guy, dude. It was the funniest thing. And then I asked it. I was like, it looks like he has a beauty filter on. So I asked AI to like say what filters did it use, and sure enough, he had a fucking he had 4 filters.
He had 4 fucking beauty filters on.
Oh, like
I look his eyes are enhanced, different colors and shit. His like eyebrows are perfect. His lips are all fucking pink and shit.
Man, that's good content. We should just have a podcast where we pull up each other's pictures and let chat.
Yeah, dude, it was it was the funniest. Dude, it was like from nowhere. You know those moments where like you just
an hour
if
and
you
a
weren't
half
there. Yeah,
this guy.
No, we didn't talk about nothing else. I just kept saying to ask ChatGPT, keep going. Keep going. Don't hold back. Get deeper. Get deeper.
Worse. We're like profanity. Get it. No whole bar. Just get it worse.
So I got pictures of all you motherfuckers. Like, I might just go live on TikTok and be like, tonight's roast night. I'm gonna roast every friend, and one by one, I'm gonna put a picture up.
Do it.
You have, and see, I would do it. I would do it more, but if you need permission, I give you permission. I don't give a fuck. I roast myself.
I'm a good sport. Yeah. I'm a good sport.
Okay, but I thought that shit was funny as hell.
I mean, when that one hits you right in the spot, though, you're like, oh, that would hurt.
I have no feelings, though.
That's a whole different turn from what we were talking about there. But she
actually volunteers distribute.
Yeah. I'll turn that back on for a second. But yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, dude, it's funny, man. So
I didn't know you could use AI for that.
Yeah, you can literally just upload the picture and be like, hey. You can ask it, dude. So how I found out is a friend of mine is talking to a person, a female, and every time they get into an argument, she puts it in ChatGPT and asks it to break down his intentions. And it says some bullshit, dude, right? So he's like, he's like, Squirrel, dude, you're the only person I know that really fucks with AI. How are they doing this? And I said, well, this is what you do. You put this in like this and say, how do I say by this person doing this? Is this being manipulative? Same shit, right? So AI will break all of that down for you. And same thing with pictures. It'll do all of that shit, dude. Like, That's the problem with
it's
today.
also giving you a false fucking sense of, because you are putting in what you want to hear back.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's a search
is this
engine.
being negative in a negative way? How is this broke down in a negative way?
And if people
it feeds you the bullshit and fucking makes you validated in the argument, and you feel like you're the bigger person in the fucking argument, which is so fucking narcissistic.
Yeah, and if people haven't figured it out, AI is just a search tool, man.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're creating images, it's not a truth sayer. It's not going to go and find the truth.
It's only going to spit out what you put in it.
Yeah. So what made you start streaming, Iron? That's what was my next question on that part, though. Was
God damn, you just flipped on a dime.
That's fine.
What the fuck? I was still thinking about AI.
That's fine, dude. Welcome to. You said I run the show.
What did you say? What did you even say?
So tell me your thoughts on AI.
I'm a science nerd, man. You just made me go this way. You made me go this way, and then you brought me back this way.
You're welcome. You're welcome for that. This is why I get guided.
I'm dizzy.
People no, but go ahead about your AI thing. But you can answer the streaming thing whenever you want to.
I'm a science techie guy, man. I like it. I think I don't think it needs to be in control or have access to anything that can hurt us, whether it be a nuclear warhead or the hamburger maker at the McDonald's production line. You know what I mean? Like any of those from one to the other. But I think as a tool to learn, to help gather knowledge is good. But you know what worries me with AI is the same thing with social media. So what if AI is going to be 10 times worse than social media? Because AI can be directed to run the largest PSYOP that we've ever seen in our lifetimes and probably will ever see, because people could start to rely on it like they are already every day. Yeah. And that thing can culture up and conjure up responses in a way that will slowly and predictably change one's thinking without them even knowing it.
Yeah.
And now they want to build that big ass data center here in Texas.
They're popping up everywhere.
That's the crazy part for AI, though, is that it's not so much as what it does by itself, but what's setting behind it. Mm-hmm. Who's in control of all that? And we will give it, like we were just talking about that the woman that looks up everything and thinks that AI is going to tell her. It's not a psychologist, right? So it reads what psychologists say on the internet and it just goes off of it, right? But how many of those people take that word as bond? You know, like that's the answer. It's like that's what you see from this generation a lot. Like I used Newts in Riley and them's Discord. You know, when Riley made a comment and he was like posted the thing about how likely it is that this is an AI generated comment. Did you see that in the Discord?
Yeah.
And then Riley's like, "This is why I don't like Timmy's in the Discord," right?
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit if it was AI generated? We all do that. It's called a shortcut these days. That's what AI is good for, and we understand that as working people.
Yep.
But that's what they rely. That's what this generation is starting to rely on is facts, dude. If I ask this robot, or you know, how they think about it, right? It can't lie to me because it doesn't have feelings, but the person that programmed it does.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you think it's not a program, you know, it has heartbeat, right? They've talked about that. I'm sure y'all have seen that, you know, those supercomputers that have the heartbeats, but that doesn't mean that they're alive. That's the cooling system, you know, but it can get scary that way once you start taking facts from something that aren't, just like the algorithm. We go by a TikTok video, we see something, oh, this will help your health. That's what we were talking about the other night, right? Like, oh, this will help you get skinnier. And we take it as, oh, it's there. It has to work for them. And
that guy's skinny, he's using it.
Yeah. And it's the same thing. Oh, this guy looks like me. That's all it takes, man. You know, they've talked about that project. What is it? Project Bluebeam, right? Where they're going to put your God, your different representation of God in front of you in the different parts of the world. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but they say that that's like a thing, is Project Bluebeam, and with holograms around the earth, and they're going to put these people there. That's the same thing. They're just going to put in front of you what you want to see to make you believe and do what they want you to do. Oh, I'm a white male with a beard, so let's put white males with a beard in front of this guy. He can relate to them. and boom. Well,
If we think about AI the same way, the same people with AI are the same people that we give credit for creating social media algorithms, right? It's probably the same group of programmers, the same. I'm sure there's probably 1,000 programmers in the world, and they're on a list, and people know they're fucking ranked unreal, like in Fortnite, right? These are the best of the best programmers. Those guys probably wrote the algorithm at Facebook. They probably helped write the algorithm for TikTok. They're probably helping with open source AI.
100%.
And at the source of it, it's all a business model, right? Like nobody's creating AI to make the world a better place. They're creating AI to make fucking money. Yeah. And so that's what scares me, is because is it because human nature drives us to want to see more drama and conflict and hate, that's going to control the dollar, that's going to control AI. So then AI in the background is going to be motivated by those same topics and feed that through it. You know what I mean? Like there's probably nothing good's going to come of it. It's going to get fucked up just like everything else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because of money.
Yep.
Yeah. I worked with a guy named Mark Lundeen. You can look him up, but back in Austin when I did IT recruiting way back, right? But when Oracle and PeopleSoft, which if you don't know much about technology, when those were two different companies. So this is before they merged and got bought, right? So this is a while ago. But he started, they called it New Media. He was like the founding father of it. When you go in, he started with 7-Elevens. So, remember back in early 2000s when you go into 7-Eleven and you see that billboard in front of you that has like the ads that would run, and 7-Elevens were the first one. So he started that. Yeah. He was a programmer that started that. And you think that how small that started, dude, and now how that technology has passed so far and beyond that with the point systems, when we scan our phones, all of those things, dude, I don't think we realize that, yes, we're getting free points, but they're not just giving us free shit for no reason, dude. No. You have that app open and you have your location set. They see how many times you go by their gas station and you don't go. Then they see where you go after that, and then they gear their advertisements towards how to get you to not go to that place. Same
with, I work in the grocery industry, and every grocery store has some type of loyalty program, and they try to convince customers to get their shopper's card or sign up for an app and use the app at the register and this and that. It's the same thing. They're collecting data. They're collecting your buying habits. They're tracking everything you buy. They're going to send you targeted coupons to get you to buy more, or a competitor is going to pay the company extra money to throw coupons at their competition. So if you always buy Fruit Loops and, General Mills wants you to buy Cheerios, and they're like, hey, blah, blah, blah grocery store, we're going to give you $100,000. You just throw these coupons towards that targeted group.
Yep.
That's the way advertising's been for us for a long time, though.
Data.
And what was it back? I don't know if y'all remember Flames. They still have it, and I know Flames is the young. How old are you, Flames, again? 30, 38. So yeah, I know a couple years can make a difference. Iron, you probably remember, especially even being in the grocery industry. I know you heard about it. Do you remember when they used to trade in points for dishes?
Oh yeah.
You could get like do you remember that, Flames? The closest one I could think to by where you're at would have been like IGA doing it, or King Saver back in the day. But you went in there and you shopped. You went in there and you shopped and you got points accumulated. And they had this display, and it was dishes. It was fucking
pots and pans and shit.
Yeah, plates, pots and
Thomas pans.
Yeah, and you trade in your fucking points from the grocery store to get these pots and pans that
Malice.
What's up, Malice?
Malice said buy more.
How are you feeling, Malice? Speaking of Malice, she was how's the family? Sorry, didn't mean to just totally change directions there, but I know Malice's husband was sick. Mr. Malice was sick, and
they're all good now.
They're all good now?
Yeah.
Good. I saw her streaming when I was running into technical difficulties last night.
I was supposed to have her on my stream Tuesday, but I was sick as fuck, so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
My stream podcast.
Oh, Malice.
What's up, Malice?
Malice is the do you know any other female squirrels, Iron? Have you met too many other females that are named Squirrel?
Yes.
Have you?
I met one the other day in somebody's chat. It was oh man. It was a regular too. I forget whose chat. It was one of the it was definitely Taco Squad member chat. And it was somebody I never would have thought. They said my nickname used to be Squirrel and it was a girl. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, they used to call me Squirrel when I was a kid. I was like, no way. So that's two. But Malice is the only streamer friend publicly known with a username Squirrel that I've ever met.
Malice is a sweet person.
One of a kind.
Right. Yeah, she definitely is. Sorry, I don't mean to switch there, but she's somebody that's been around. You know what I mean?
I remember sharing Squirrel Master to like A Bear and Nerf and like Ash and them like I just remember sharing like I met another squirrel, guys. Like I just like the magnitude of I met somebody else that streams video games that's squirrel and he's so cool. Like it was like the excitement, like look at my new friends.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Like, oh, what's your favorite dinosaur on the count of 3? 1, 2, you know what I mean? Like yeah. Like Flames, I think the first time that I really like was like, all right, me and Flames are gonna be cool is I think we were doing No Man's Sky.
We somehow met because of Malice.
Yeah, we met because of Malice, but we streamed No Man's Sky together. I don't know if you ever played that before, but I know the game quickly turned to just me and Flames talking shit to each other, standing in the game on 2 different lives, talking about who could get more likes. Yeah. It wasn't about coins, and it just turned into this long thing. And then we put sounds on the thing, dude. And then I hit Flames. Flames got mad. Hour and a half of sounds in his live. Yeah,
it was like 8 hours.
Yeah, dude, it was long. That was long. So now we're talking about streaming. Now I can ask and not sound like I'm scrolling because I do. So that's where Squrl comes in case you're wondering. But what's up, DC? What made you decide? You know what? I'm going to turn on the camera and stream.
I was going to be millionaire famous. No,
was it really? That's cool. But
I never even thought about streaming until TikTok. And so I never had TikTok.
Wait, how long you been streaming total?
I'm getting ready to hit 2 years soon. Yeah. And so I bet you if you looked at my TikTok history, I maybe had it 3 months before I started streaming. I started out just uploading clips first. I told the story the other day. It was Zen Bewitching is her name. She's a really big female Fortnite player. She was the first thing the FYP threw at me for Fortnite streamers, and she was awesome. Like I think she's the highest, most win female player in Fortnite there is. Clean stream. She engages with chat, and I was like, I watched it, and that was the only stream I was watching was just that one. And then I started watching other ones, and then I started seeing smaller streamers, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to stream, and I want to stream on TikTok. And I remember friends were like, just stream on Twitch. Like TikTok? Like who streams on TikTok? And and I was like, I don't want Twitch. Like I think cell phones are the way. Like that's how people are going to consume, this type of entertainment on the go. Like I just think it'll do good there. And so I played video games already. Thought I was decent at Fortnite and just wanted to chill and have fun. There was some goal of like, hey, maybe I'll hit it big. But quickly that goes away. You start to figure out that you just want to play with friends and have fun and vibe out, as a community and do all those things.
That's just your end goal, was just to chill and have fun with it. And
yeah. I think there was, I don't know, there probably was some delusion of grandeur in the beginning, but I quickly realized like it's never going to replace my work salary. You know what I mean? I actually did the math, because you have security there, you have benefits, you have 401k, you have vacation time. Like in order to trade all that on the table over here, streaming would have to be bringing in an income 10 times what I make in a salary in a year, just for me to even consider leaving the other.
And have employees and all that stuff, so you can take the time for yourself and have the vacations and all that stuff. And
So that's why I call it as a hobbyist. I think at some point every streamer needs to determine, is it a career or is it going to be your hobby? And then either's fine. Like either answer, just do you. But I think there's certain things that then determine how you go to business every day. You either approach it as a hobby or if it's going to be your career, you're gonna grind it out. And when you grind it out, that means you're gonna have to be fake. You're gonna have to be fake. There's no way you can
100%.
be. Yeah, there's no way you're gonna be your real self every day.
Yep. Yeah, there's one that's you're gonna have to grind your fucking ass off, and there's one you just chill.
Yeah. You can hit the button when you want to.
Yep.
No rules, and knowing that you'll probably never be famous or have 10 million people, but it's fine. That's okay. Yeah. It's a hobby.
That's what I told
you're doing it to make you happy.
Yeah, that's what I told certain of my friends want to do it as a full-time thing, and I'm like, all right, well, treat it as a fucking 9 to 5. You get home from work, you go stream, boom, you get on it, fucking make content, post fucking clips, post videos, and all that stuff, and like, oh, I don't want to do all that. Like, well, you don't want it bad enough then.
Dude, that shit's hard, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you dare hit that button and have an off day. Like, you need to provide immaculate vibes every day. I love that word, immaculate vibes, because people can see right through you. They can tell if you're not vibing out. And it's like, why would you submit your community to that? Why would you make your community watch you not provide that environment?
I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you. Back in my heyday of YouTube and all that streaming, I'd put on a front just to make it entertaining. Being wild and out and all that stuff, and just so it's fucking more entertaining for you and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the hard part for me, man. Is the genuine part of me is a goofy person, man. Any of y'all that know me, I'm that way, right? But I'm not always. What's the correct word for it? I guess flamboyant. That's not really the right word, but that's the best word I can give. I'm not always over. I'm not over the top with it. Fuck off. I can't think of another word. Flamboyant, over the top. Let me look it up for you, and I'll tell you the exact definition. No, I'm not going to look that up. But like over the top, like those. The best ones I can describe is like the guys that come in, all the time over nothing. Yeah. Yes, I do get excited, but the hard part is for me personally, is when I get into a live sometimes, is that I do need to put on a show for people, right? Why am I there?
Yeah.
But so it's not the real me that's doing sometimes things, but there is that part where you have to realize, and I think that's where it becomes the difference if it's made for you or if it's not, right? Is because even if sometimes, like I've heard people say it, even when you don't think you should go live sometimes and you hit the live button, you have the best live you ever had in your life, blah, blah, blah. Well, how do you know the difference of that? Well, whatever. Luckily, I don't have to worry myself with it. And none of us have to, because we're not full-time streamers. And if we miss a stream, we don't miss a payday. We're not providing. But is that, like, okay, do I feel like I'm coming off fake by...
There was a point where iFlames and Aaron were two different fucking people. iFlames was the wild motherfucker on stream, and he was the one that fucking did all this shit, and then Aaron was me, who I am. It's just like, and I realized like I don't want that no more.
Yeah, that's the hard part for me. I think that's the hardest part for me, and I don't know if other people have that same issue, but is drawing that line between an online persona and still being me and still being real.
Yeah.
And not being fake. You get what I mean?
I kind of not want to retract what I said, but I guess I want to continue to define it, because I said if you're going to be a full-time streamer, be ready to be fake. I don't mean fake. Like, I think it's very important. You're not going to be successful not being authentic.
Yeah.
But what I mean by fake is, even when you don't feel like you have the energy to do it, when you don't feel like being happy, you're going to have to push through and have the energy and be happy and still be authentic at the same time. So
there's a difference in faking it until you make it.
Yeah. I don't think, if you fake it, it's only a matter of time before people figure out that it's not your authentic. People want authenticity, and it's a hell of a lot easier to be authentic than to try to fake through it.
Well, one of the first things I think we learn as a streamer is to be fake. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but think about it. If we're going to stream to zero viewers, if we don't have that many viewers, and we have to create that content and create that push, right? No one's going to want to come into a dead stream. Well, how do you make a dead stream not a dead stream with nobody viewing?
Yeah.
You got to put on a show.
Yep.
So in a way, that's being fake, but it's not. It's still being true to yourself, because you're doing what you have to do to be successful.
Yeah. I guess that's not a good definition. That's not my definition of fake. I guess fake would be like completely not being, not resembling your morals, not portraying the way you think. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
if you had an opinion on something, whatever the topic may be, like giving one answer on stream and giving another off stream, like that would be fake. Like, I guess the extra energy, the entertainment side of it, yeah, you gotta sprinkle a little bit of that dash and stuff in there. You know, it's entertainment. You're entertaining at the end of the day too.
You have
if I invited everybody here over to a party at my house, you best believe I'm gonna sprinkle a little pizzazz on. You know, I'm gonna want you to have fun. I'm gonna want to entertain you, but I'm not being fake. I'm just putting a little pizzazz.
That's how
on
I was in my streams. You know, just
I think that's
over the fucking top, past 100. You know, I'm fucking 200 and just fucking going wilding out and all that stuff. And I was just like, yeah, it's fucking exhausting. I don't want to do that shit no more.
Yes, our personalities can lean theatric for entertainment purposes on stream. I guess that's what I was trying to convey. And I do that a lot on stream too. Like, I overthink things. Like, I'll say something and I'm like, do I need to further explain that? Did I completely just fuck that thought up? Like,
yeah.
And I feel bad, like, I mean, in that too, like when people come into the stream, you know, and you're like, okay, did I give them, even if it's not about the gifts, you know, just even the viewing, like, yeah, exactly, yeah. Did I give them what they were looking for? You know what I mean? And I think that's the hardest part when it comes to, I think that you go over the top and being fake. Like, if I saw Iron or Flame, anybody that's pretty much here, okay, in the chat anywhere, if I saw them doing that shit they do on TikTok with, there's 10,000 people in here and it's only 10,000 likes, you know, those guys, they're like, thanks for the rose and we got another one and we're going. If I saw any of y'all doing that without some kind of cover and it being on a different profile and I knew what you were doing as a creator, I'd be like, bro, that's 100% fake. I think that's the drawing the line, is like where you know it's not really them and you can't back that. But sometimes, like, there's people that are over the top that, like, well, Ange was saying something, her answering chat to every chat, Zach with his excitement in live. That was one thing me and Flames joked around about when we first met, was he was like, you got to scream on stream to get viewers, you know? And he's like, oh, I'm the, you know, we always made fun of that, right?
Do it again.
Rip his shirt off. I can't do it.
What do you call me? The screaming.
Yeah, something. It was the
streaming champion.
Yeah, something. But like, you know, there's some things that fit into our other people's personalities, right? And it's finding what fits into yours, even if sometimes it's a little over the top, you know? Like with me, sometimes I like to, because I am a space cadet sometimes. That's where the squirrel comes from. I am a very intelligent person, but I am squirrely. Sometimes I just let it fly, you know? Like with the birthday thing, which I don't mind. Some people were surprised. They're like, dude, you know, Riley sent me that, you know, that whole last stream when that happened. I'm like, dude, I have a shirt made. They're like, holy shit. So it's getting old to you then. Like, I'm like, but I don't care.
It's not my birthday.
Yeah. But I don't care, because to me, that's something that's fun that people can come in and expect to. I won't let them down with it. I promise it's not a fake reaction. Even if I'm doing like, oh God, again.
It's a part of the community.
Yeah, it's still a great thing.
Yeah, that's not my definition of fake. I think for me, the fake is like the bullshit meter, you know? And I think the one we can all convey or agree with.
Like you said.
The one that hurts the most is when someone acts like they care about you or cares that you're there, when really you can sense they don't give two fucks.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the kind of fake, you know, when you can be genuine and have genuine connections and see someone's eyes light up. When I go into a live and see someone's eyes light up because I'm there, whether it's I'm there for the first time that week or the first time that day, you can't fake that. Maybe some people are fooled by it, but I'll see right through that shit. My bullshit meter goes off instantly, you know, and that's the kind of fake that just, it's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, then there's, those fake ones you can tell when all that stuff, right? Then money comes into it, and then you can always tell, you know, like I'm a big person of, I don't know if this gets me in trouble or not, but, you know, I give them enough rope to hang themselves. You know what I mean? Like just enough to see if that's what you're really about. And I feel like that with a lot of people, because I've noticed this with people, like streams will be banging, right? And you'll have a slow stream. You won't see those same people. You'll see them come in and leave. They won't even say hi. Well, what do you think that they're doing? Let's not be stupid, right? But does it affect me? No, because I truly want to connect everybody and anybody together. You have to deal with that issue. And my friends and the people that are true will see the fact that that's the only reason why you're around, you know, is only when it's 10 plus people. I don't see you staying high when it's 1 2 people in the live.
Yeah.
But I mean, they wait and you see them fishing, you know. That's kind of what I feel like you mentioned somebody, Iron, you know, that had been coming back and forth. And I feel like that's what a lot of those people do is they fish in there and they wait and they see like, oh, okay, well, he only has 2 people in here. I'm not going to come in yet. So I'm not going to even going to send a heart me. You'll notice
Yeah,
them. They'll even do it. And they'll do it so they get a shout out.
And
But
you know, I ask those kind of questions to you, like,
anyway.
and I ask it out of care. Like, what do you know? Hey, what do you think? Is there something going on with this person I don't know about? Like, maybe there's something I'm blind to and I don't see. Like, I'm always trying to be aware of my blind spots. Like, you know, there's I don't know everything, and I don't know what people are going through. But yeah, when you find out that it's really for bad intent, that's when it sucks the most. But I mean, for me, I think I answered in your questions. I think authenticity is it's so important.
Oh yeah. 100%.
You're going to find your people and they're going to find you through that authentic engagement, you know,
and
like
being
a genuine connection.
Oh yeah.
And being authentic does not include being doxxed. You don't have to tell people who you are, what your name is, none of that stuff, but you being the genuine person you are.
No, I think that's a rite of passage. Like, you know, like when someone's been around long enough and you trust them with that information, that's when it's something. Like Riley, I remember I got to that point with Riley and it wasn't too long ago. Like I was like, here it is. I'd literally sent him everything except my social security number. Like everything except my social security, date of birth, everything. And I was like, it's here. Yeah. I trust you. This is me saying I trust you. Like this is everything.
Yeah. And I mean, some people that you make a connection even in real life, right? Only to the extent of what you do anyway. It's not like you meet anybody out and around and you start telling them all about your life anyway. Right? So to me, it's the same thing. You know, I don't care if I know somebody's real name or not. You know how weird I feel calling like Flames by his name and not calling them Flames, you know?
Yeah.
Like even my friends that I know in real life, like Bobby that I've known for years, you know, sometimes I don't even call him Bobby. I call him Donkey still, even in real life. You know what I mean? Like Jared, that some of y'all know, Jared's kids call me Squirrel, the funniest, cutest little 3-year-olds trying to say Squirrel. They don't know me by my real name. Like if I come by there and they're like, hey, so-and-so, which is my name's Ricky, right? Rick or Ricky. Anyway, it doesn't matter to me. But if they're like, hey, he's coming by, this has happened. They're like, I don't know him. And as soon as they say Squirrel, they're like, oh, okay. All right. You know, and to me, it's just who you are, you know, it's to the same, you know.
Yeah, even some of my IRL friends now call me Flames. It's just
Yeah.
It's just like my nickname now. So
it's kind of weird. Like I know Squirrel Master's real name. It would be weird for me to say it the other way.
Right.
Like the same like in IRL, absolutely. But see, it works out for me because I told you my origin story.
Yeah.
So all of my buddies from high school and IRLs, they already call me Squirrels. So like,
and like Malice or Angela's probably name, you know what I mean, or Riley, whatever, even if it's not their real name. But like Malice, I've called Malice not even the squirrel part since I met Malice. Her name to me is Malice.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what the hell you say to me. And her husband's name, which is Mr. Malice, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what his gamer tag says, whatever else, that's who they are to me.
Right.
I like it when people ask me, do you want me to call you Squirrel or Iron? Because I know that means they know Squirrel Master, and it gets confusing if we're both in the chat because you can't say Squirrels. Like you have to, one of us has to be not Squirrel.
And until I met you,
I caught myself doing is calling you.
I'm not calling him Master. I'm not calling you Master.
Well, I was gonna say until I met you, that was never a problem, to be honest. Even with Malice or anybody else, they still called me Squirrel, right? So everyone has always called me Squirrel, just straight up Master? Squirrel. Yeah, and then people were like, now when they come into chat, sometimes they're like, "Hey, Matt, well, the best, the worst, and the best one at it is Edward. You know, he's Mr. "Hey, master," and that one throws me
yeah,
off
yeah.
every
I know you're talking about
fucking time.
Edward
And that's
Abril.
where it starts.
Edward
Yes,
Abril. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah.
He's around. I love Ed. That's Malice's. That's their
I haven't
road
seen him
dogs,
live in forever.
But that it doesn't like bother me, because some of y'all know, like, especially whatever about that. But like to me, it kind of doesn't bother, but it caught me off guard. Like master, fuck, and I blush when people say it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I see you're getting all fucking worked up now.
Yeah, and you'll be like, he's not my. You said that in the chats before. He's not my master, bitch. No one said I'm anybody's master. That's how I feel when I read it. I'm like, no, start retracting comments. Oh, dude, I love Eddie. Eddie's definitely, awesome. Yeah, he's probably one of the people. Yeah, Flames is daddy. Flames, dude. Eddie is
always good times with him.
So, and how do you? I guess this kind of still goes with that, but in doing it part-time, right? And going, you know what? I don't want to go today. I don't want to stream today because we all have done the Flames. I know I have, Zach, anybody that has a real job that just doesn't stream, right? How do you put that filter in of, do I just not want to do it or do I really not need to do it?
Yeah, sometimes it's more of a mindset than anything. Like I think I could work through being tired or not having energy. Yeah, if I can't get that button, then
you just get a different feeling when you
set vibe, have the energy and be able to laugh it up and be on top of my game, right? Like I struggle sometimes. Like today is a perfect example. Having 2 chats going like melted my brain. Like I don't know how people dual stream. Like it melted my brain. And I hit the button knowing that was I would needed to be able to handle that the best I could. And there's just days where I don't think I would suck at it, and it wouldn't do the community service. That the one thing that does hurt me sometimes is like I don't want people to be like I'm failing them, like I'm not going live. So like hopefully by now they understand I do the best I can with what I got. But the one promise I will live by is I'm not going to hit that button when I'm mad. I'm not going to hit that button when I can't vibe out. I call it vibing out. I can't do the things that I want to be able to do for the people that take the time to stop by and say hi.
Yeah.
Just have that energy and
I feel that. I did go down that trap of, and I'm not. There's one thing I won't ever talk about is drama, right? Like I'll mention it, but I won't bring names or you know what I mean. It's just not worth it, right? But there were times where you can like even no matter how strong mentally you think you are sometimes, and you can have the best intentions, mentally you go into something and your mind is somewhere else, and you literally go into a live. And there was times where I met people, and that's what kind of made me realize that sometimes I was sounding exactly like what I didn't want to sound like. You know what I mean? And that's that thinking I'm okay to go live, but not really checking myself. I start talking about drama shit, and people that don't know me are like, well, I don't do drama. And I'm like, well, I'm not talking about drama. I'm just trying to say this is what happened. You know what I mean? And you instantly realize how you're coming off, and that's when I think it's hard to find that medium sometimes in yourself, because you want to do it. You don't want to also flip that coin. You don't want to provide bad content to your community, but you also don't want to provide no content, right?
Yeah.
So you're like,
we're all
shit,
human.
what do
We're
I
all gonna
do?
have our bad days and good days.
Yeah. Even on our best days, we're still going to have our moments.
Yeah, exactly. And then whether you want drama or not, it's just inevitable that it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah. And I think that goes back. You can almost use that authenticity as a fallback, right? Like once you establish relationships with your community and they generally can say they feel like they have a good connection, they know your authenticity. When you do fuck up, when you do slip up and say something wrong, even though it could have been just it's a fuck up, right? You just and you say something offhand, like hopefully that they can fall back on saying, I know the real Squrl Master, the real Iron Squrl, the real Flames, and he just fucking had a verbal vomit, and like that's where authenticity helps you, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. I'm verbal vomiting right now. I'm just whatever's coming out.
I call it streamer brain.
I mean, like, I'm the first one to say, sometimes, like, you don't know what you're doing when you're on live and don't know how you're saying things. And when you read things, like I am a good person. I know that in my heart, right? But my brain is still fucked up, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And when I read some people's names, like I'll give a perfect example, Stanley, Stanley from Angela. I just saw Angela's comment.
STX.
Yeah. And dude, that breaks my brain. I don't know if you can see it even in stream when Stan, you know what I mean? And I don't mean to come off, and I feel that authenticity comes through when you like feel like shit, dude. And I'm like, I can't even say it, dude. And my brain, my ADHD brain goes, and it
Stacks and Linksy. Stacks and Linksy is the first thing I called him.
And it just breaks. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, fuck. And every time I see it, like, I don't mean to be, you know what I mean? I'm like, my brain just doesn't work that way. But that's when it comes. That's when you can tell somebody's not trying to fake. A lot of people will try to do some fake shit right there. You know what I mean? Oh, I didn't even see you come in, or they won't even. Me, I just look and I'm like,
Dude, well, that's how much I care.
How the fuck do you say your name?
There's so many things that happen in stream and I forget about because it's happening. But I remember the first time Stanley came in the chat and I said, hello, thanks for the follows, Stacks of Linksy. Yeah. And she had to say it's Stanley. And like, that's ingrained in me because I was like, fuck, you fucked that up. Like,
yeah.
And so I still remember it.
And what's bad is, I don't mind saying this here, is those people, I don't know how to say their names. I will go to their profile. And I feel like they feel like, the ones that are under a certain amount of followers and can see who looks at their profile. I feel like they're like, oh shit, is he stalking me? What the fuck? Why is Squrl Master still looking at my profile? Because I'll click it and I'll be like, Stanley. Okay, when I see that, it's Stanley. And I'll go away. And then when I log back into TikTok, I'll go back to that person's page and I'll be like, when I see that name, I know it's Stanley. I have to program myself.
I'll just abbreviate their name some way. And like, is it cool if I call you this?
Yeah.
Just be genuine with it, lighthearted. I've had that happen a few times where people got the funny script and I'm like, what the hell does that even say? I'm glad you're here, but Tommy?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
man.
like Unreal Tommy, but Unreal's in fucking some crazy script.
And shit.
No one is entitled to your time or your peace.
Yeah.
Yep.
You would know this more than me, Iron, but so I heard them talking about it. Is Ange and Riley doing a podcast?
That's what I heard. That's something they're working on it. I think they said they're touring around with like maybe once a month, and I think they're really going to enjoy it.
I'd love to see
really
it. I love like Gary. Like I shared, I think the Flames even like Gary and Mike. I love to see, dude. I love to see people doing something that is different than just turning on a video game, dude. It is so cool. I think that's our age group, right? You know what I mean? I think much more is, dude, I love to see that shit. I love to listen to, just hear people's opinions on things, man, because how else are you going to learn?
Right.
You can learn a lot when you listen.
So, but anyway.
You learn so much about yourself watching yourself in the third person. And you're like, oh, that's how I am. That's how I say shit. That's my mannerisms.
Dude, if it wasn't for, honestly, out of the everybody, y'all two sitting here, when I say I watch my own clips and it helped me change a lot of what I do, and I still do things wrong. I get that. But again, that's a luxury of doing it as a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Is I can be like, you know what? I don't even care. If anybody's in here or not, because my food on the table doesn't require this to happen, but as rewatching my own VODs, like when I make clips, even like after we get done with the podcast, I will watch, and Flames has sat in there with me a few times. Like I will rewatch the clips to make sure, the videos look good and everything else. Right. But I used to mute them because I'm too afraid to watch myself. I don't know if you guys are that way. Oh, dude, I'm bad about watching myself. Now you know how long it's taken me to get to even not to freak out doing a podcast and seeing myself right here talking.
I get it.
Like it's
that spot in the back of your brain I was talking about, that tribal instinct.
Well, it goes back to that thing too, the mental health thing of that. No matter how good I know that I do or whatever else, sometimes I still fall into that trap where I don't feel like I'm worthy of praise or doing well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a
Still
depression
fucking up
thing.
in some way.
Yeah, it's not a depression thing. It's just it's not going to happen for me.
Yeah.
It's good. I didn't deserve it anyway. You know, it's not. It's more of a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Because if it's easy to say, well, I didn't deserve it anyway. Well, I'm just another person.
You're
If I
already letting
downplay,
yourself down already,
exactly.
so, yeah.
It's easier to say, well, it wasn't supposed to happen anyway.
Have you ever sat like across from your brother? Like he's there. He made you your drink. Like just try it. And your brother, so maybe it may not come off as right, but like, you know, somebody you care about, you're friends with, and think of something you're proud about with them, and sit knee to knee, knees touching, chairs facing each other. You can't break eye contact. Stare directly in each other's eyes and just give that compliment, and then receive one back, and don't break that eye contact. You know, and then be real with what that person's saying, accept it, and then walk away, and then go think about it for the next 30 minutes and think about all the feelings that went through you. Why, you know, why won't you let yourself accept that compliment?
You give excuses of why you shouldn't.
It's so hard not to look away. It's so hard not to look away.
It is, man. And it's the same thing like we talked about when I was on y'all's podcast, you know, to go into the bathroom mirror or to any mirror and not break eye contact with yourself and literally look at yourself and go, I'm proud of you. I can't even, like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm on this side of the screen and you see, automatically my brain trains me not to even look at myself when I say that. It's a hard thing to do, is to look at yourself. It's an emotional thing, you know?
Well, I've said
and I think
1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more, is like, it's the hardest thing you'll do on this face of this planet is try to work on yourself and dive into you and what makes you and try to fix you and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can't dodge bullshit with yourself.
Yep.
You know, I can tell myself a lie, but I definitely can't work with it. Right. You know,
I usually, when I stand in front of the mirror, I just usually look at myself and say, it rubs the lotion on the skin.
Start rubbing your nipples.
You know, it's fun. Yeah, that's hilarious. I do that, but I just tuck it back and I go, would you do me? I'd do me.
That's I forgot what the quote was.
Oh, yeah.
Would you do me? I'd do me.
But I do it in a real deep voice too in my own ear. I'm like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Holy shit.
And then I just start dancing in front of the mirror with it tucked back. But no.
he calls you sometime when he does it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna demand that clip. I'm posting that clip. Would you do me? I'd do me.
Squirrel has a mangina. Squirrel has a mangina.
Would you do me? I'd do me.
Yeah. And then what's the song that comes right after that? You just
don't remember. It's been a long time since I saw that movie.
I can hear it in my head, but I can't hear it, you know? But yeah.
When I wake up tomorrow, I'm saying it.
Yeah, dude.
Just to see what it does to my day. Like, doesn't affect me.
Shit, that works.
Had the best day ever, guys. What did you do differently? I woke up and said, "Would you do me?"
I tucked my balls between my legs. And I'm gonna take.
And then you gotta get it, and you gotta like get the thing and start like doing a little. Yeah,
could be the way to start today. I mean,
you never know.
Could be psyoping myself.
Yeah, that's crazy. But did you see, Iron, did you read that I sent you the other night when we were talking about CERN? Did you read that message that I sent you about CERN? So, Flames, you may not know, I talk about CERN a lot, right? Yeah. So, and it's definitely not, this is something you can look up. Yeah, you can look up and see. I'm not going to go into explaining what CERN is because we'll be here 5 days for me to talk about everything about CERN, right? But this is a fact. So, CERN right now, they call it
it's that big ass thing in fucking Sweden, guys, for the chat.
Sweden,
Large Hadron Particle Collider.
Yeah. So this is information you can look up, right? So they're in run 3 right now, which is ran from 2022 to 2026. So this is the last. They fired it back up. They're doing it this month, right? So if you want to see what happens, this is proof. Like I said, I'll be quiet. I think we were talking to, who was in there? Was it me, you, and Riley when we were talking about that? When I said I'd just shut up if nothing happens this month or the month after, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to see what happens when CERN fires up, put on your tinfoil hat now. Wait till the next couple of months are over and watch the new Mandela effects that come out. Watch the rip in the time that happens, dude. So their study right now is high precision measurements and it's for dark matter candidates and rare particle interactions. That's what they're finishing looking at. And they're going to shut it down to upgrade it, and it's not going to come back on until early 2030.
It's a long time to be down.
So how hard do you think they're going to push this fucking thing?
Balls out.
And since they've had it on since 2022, y'all have seen, I think most of y'all have, if you've heard me talk about any of this shit or through any time, you can go through and you can literally see when they turn it on and when shit happens.
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy, dude. That's what they're doing. So they're literally finishing. Then they're going to upgrade it. So how much are they going to push to find that dark matter that we're not? I don't think we're supposed to know about that shit anyway, dude. You know, here it comes. Here it comes. Like I said, dude, I'm telling you, and the misinformation and everything else, dude. It's all, to me. I think it's all coming down to. We're going to see all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh, here's an alien here. And you know what I mean? Don't look now, but we now have aliens on Earth, and here they are.
Well, that was one of the ones I wanted to talk about as a PSYOP. I mean, do we think the whole disclosure thing is just a big PSYOP? I was like big, like I remember when Commander David Fravor went on Joe Rogan, and he was the pilot, highly decorated, part of Top Gun. That cited the Tic Tac, the famous Tic Tac object, which for me was like a big deal. I was like, this is the evidence. This is it. Like this. But then I started researching the PSYOP stuff. And one of the rules was like, how can you believe some of these people when they get on a podcast and some of the things they say is, well, I can't answer that. Like, that means they're just a government operative. Like they have talking points from the government. They're not a whistleblower does not have talking points. You know what I mean? Like, you can't call him a whistleblower if he has talking points. And that kind of, in this research for this podcast, that kind of changed my thinking. It kind of deflated me a little bit. I was like, maybe fucking this disclosure shit is a big PSYOP. They're fucking with us.
Yeah, I think to an extent it is, without a doubt, man. Misinformation and information. So again, like they can tell us now pretty much anything they want. That's what they've opened up the door for. You get what I'm saying? Now they could tell us anything outlandish, and they're going to say, well, we told you, we were open with that we saw UFOs, or what do they call them? You know, unidentified
UAPs.
Yeah, UAP, right? We've seen things coming out of the ocean. We've seen this. We've seen that. We've told y'all this the whole time. And that goes back to, I think, Project Bluebeam, man. And I think we doubt the capacity of the 1%ers, the mental capacity of them. I think we say, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, like when all this shit came out about Epstein and about all that, right? That made all the conspiracy theory people, and then the unclassified fucking UFOs from the government, right? You know, we killed dinosaurs, Zach, when we came here from another planet. Sorry to tell you that.
Well, is this UFO disclosure thing just another Epstein file? Are they slow rolling the information, slowly leaking it out little by little to program us for when the day they do say, hey, here it is, aliens exist? We're all like, duh, you've been saying it for 7 years, 8 years, you know, like you
desensitize us.
It desensitizes, perfect word, it desensitizes us to it. There's not that shock.
When they fire up Project Bluebeam, and whether it's real or not, and if it's a hologram that lands and everybody believes it is, and the government says it is, and we've been telling you, they've set it up perfectly.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and there will be no reason to be alarmed unless it taps into one of those, the NCI decision map from PSYOPS. So is it going to create fear? Is it going to make you, is there some type of necessity that involves the announcement? You know what I mean? So the announcement goes, yes, there is alien life, and they've been visiting us since 1932 when Roswell happened or whatever, or before that, you know, versus the message of, yes, there's aliens and they're coming to fuck us up 2 weeks from now. Like there's going to be a big war like that. Those two different announcements go completely different direction.
Oh yeah.
Cody said mountains are petrified giants, and Ann said that would be less disturbing than the files.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean,
Jeez.
most people are so over the files. They're just like tired of hearing about it. That's yesterday's news.
Well, it's like when the government's like, "Hey guys, aliens are real." Everyone's like, "Okay."
Desensitized. You've been desensitized to it because of the. Yeah,
they've let it go on long enough to
Yeah.
where the conspiracy theories, and now they just look at, I say us, right? Because I don't know about how much you guys, but I've been looking into, like I've told Iron before, and I know I've told Flames or anybody else here. Like me and my brother used to look into like the Dead Sea Scrolls and Nephilim and all of this stuff way, way, way back.
Yeah.
You know, like way, 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 way back. And now you look at us and go, "Oh well, you were right." Well, what are you going to do with it? Right? You're still just, again,
you're still cattle.
yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
You're still
So-
cattle. You still got to go to work and pay them taxes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
So apparently they're building another fucking particle accelerator in 2040.
Yeah, well, there's one in Dallas already. I don't know if you knew that. A smaller one up in Dallas. Yeah. So there's one in Dallas. But they're smaller. So what makes Switzerland different is the mass
Yeah.
that it covers. They're able to send them miles and miles
It's gonna be
at those.
100 km, which is that
That's
kilometers?
probably like, yeah, that's kilometers. They're probably like 150 miles,
30
130
plus
miles.
$1 billion project.
Yeah, and it's all, and they say what it's not to any of those, man. I don't care what anybody says. They're not to better or to figure out what's going on. It's all to find God particle and dark matter.
Mhm.
Like we don't, some things we don't need to know. You know, like I've said a million times, even in the Bible, it says you couldn't look upon God's face because of the, you know, the thing. Some things we're just not meant to see. You know, I don't think we're just meant to see him as humans. You know. Yeah, not Dallas. Yeah, there's one in Dallas. Me and we were surprised to find that out, but it's a
The size
small
of
one.
it.
Holy
Just the
shit! The
thinking.
one bottom left is the current one.
Yeah,
Holy
And that's
shit!
the new one they're gonna build.
yeah, yeah, dude. That's crazy.
100 kilometers circumference.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or is that diameter? I guess that's probably diameter.
yeah. Either way,
Probably,
that's
that's probably straight across.
still way too big.
Yeah.
Dude. And what they're trying to do, I mean, how fast at whatever miles an hour they fire a particle off starting, and I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see it, but
It's kilometers
they
per
do,
hour.
yeah, what they do
Kilometers
is
per
they start in the middle. So if you look in the middle there, and they send them around in different ways, and
Yeah,
they
they
miss
meet
each
up.
other, but they'll miss each other,
Yeah.
and they'll miss, and they keep missing, and then one time they'll smash.
Yep.
And when they hit each other, that's when they find out what happens. You know, they said they set
it's
like
atoms,
that,
right? They're colliding atoms
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're hitting them faster. and
Subatomic
faster.
particles.
Yeah,
It's essentially a nuclear bomb under control.
Yeah, not atoms, subatomic particles. So
Oh, okay, got
yeah, the thing that
Yeah,
make
yeah.
up atoms.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they're trying to find out is what actually makes us, what makes
Yeah.
everything, and I don't think we need to fucking know.
And I
You know?
guess it's really hard to capture that, right? So like it's so fast and they're so small, and you have to get them to collide. So like they're shooting them, and so there's a
And they pass
it's
each other.
It's pretty hard. Yeah, they pass
Yeah.
each other and miss, and so getting two
And it uses a
subatomic
shield
particles, to
energy
actually hit
and all
each
that
other
too.
and capture it under surveillance is
That's when they
pretty
talked about, they talked about hooking with this new upgrade they're doing, because I think I was telling you, Iron, about this, about they're running them on still like old computers from back in like the early,
well, that's
as in
good.
your
The
statement, the
fucking
early 1900s.
AI
but
can't get in there.
dude, they're talking about hooking up the supercomputers to it.
No,
The ones that have the
no.
heartbeats.
No.
We're making fucking.
I
Terminator.
just said that was my
Mhm.
rule. It can't.
That's
We're
what
Don't
they're
mix
doing.
that
No,
with that.
that's what they're talking about doing. And you can look up like TED Talks from people that do these supercomputers, and they're like, no, you don't
It's
want
gonna
to
fucking
do
open a
this,
portal
and
just
they're
suck
still
the
going to
fucking
keep
Earth
doing
into
it.
Yeah, that's no good. That's no point.
Yeah,
That's no point.
but yeah. Well, we've almost hit the 2-hour mark. We don't usually, but I got a question for you on streaming. So again, if you had advice to give somebody just starting out, let's say somebody's watching now, somebody watches the replay, to them when they start streaming? What advice would you give them when they?
Here's what I'd say. And I've said it a couple of times. Be authentic. Be authentic. Have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. Always remember why you hit that button, and it's going to change the more you hit that button and the more you do it. You're gonna find out the people side of it really starts to come into play, the community aspect, and really gravitate and grasp towards that. But keep it real at the end of the day. And I think at some point, I would say don't discredit yourself. So I don't want anyone to take what I said about deciding whether you're a hobbyist or you're going to be a full timer as like, don't go into it with low expectations, because you could be the next Ninja or Burnt Peanut. That absolutely could be any of us. So don't think I ever mean that. For me personally, my journey, I'm a hobbyist and I love my fucking hobby. I enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's for the new creators that are thinking about doing it or getting ready to go do it, go out there, tackle it, attack it, be your best, be authentic.
Yeah. Love that, man.
Best said.
Yeah,
Where's
for sure. Yeah, it was a great podcast.
That's outside of streaming too.
Yeah. I will say, and I don't want to say this, and I've been holding back on saying this because we are friends, and I would say it about, some things I don't want to say because it seems like I'm just glazing because you're a guest on the podcast now, but out of the people, my circle is we know a lot of people. We get out there and we communicate with a lot of people, but in my own personal circle of who I communicate with, who I care about the sending my content to, or other people's content, or, I care about the opinions. There's not very many people that I've met in doing this. And a lot of them are here in chat, and a lot of them, you two guys here, but
that are authentic and true.
Yeah. Just the authentic part of it every time.
Good people.
There's times I could bring up that are funny to other people that don't belong out into the open. You know what I mean? But that are those things, man. And you only find those out within time, because there are other people. It's like, how do I know that you don't want something different, or you don't want something? Well, because we've had that time, and it's something that I can't be more grateful for in my life, no matter how little or how much we talk, is for finding those people, because you do shit that, I would look at somebody, if I didn't know you, Iron, and I probably have said this before, but if I didn't know you, I'd be like, this motherfucker's fake as fuck. There ain't no way he cares about being in all these goddamn lives. I'm going to tell you the truth, right? But me knowing you, you care. And you've heard me say it before. I'm not going to do it because it's not it's not really me, but you care, and you listen, and you're there, and you're attentive as much as you can be. And there's no way, to some people it might seem you get what I'm saying, but to you, I can't appreciate that more than I ever could. Is just that I
love you too. I love you too.
Anyway, I didn't say that, dude. Fuck you, Flames. We're not gonna kiss later either. Okay. I'm a ball gazer. Fuck you too, Zach. Even though I was being nice about you too, and everybody, Malice included, everybody, like I said, every single person that said something in chat.
The guys chat, I taught everybody how to go on their phones on TikTok and go to their profile and go to screen time, and you can see how much your average time is on the app. And I was telling a story that last year, you can go by week. It has every week's average for like a year. And there was one week I averaged like 17 hours of screen time on TikTok for the entire week. And like most weeks I was around 8 to 11 hours a day. And mind you, there's many a time where if I'm working from home, I can have a stream up on a computer, or even if I'm out of town working on the PC, I can still have it running to the side. Bromance is my favorite. And like I've already spent time reflecting last year, probably about this time last year, really making sure where I do choose to spend my time is where I want to be. So even if I'm working away, punching away, and I have a stream up, I'm getting something from that. It means I want to be there. Either it's the sound of your voice, something as simple as the sound of your voice, the crazy shit that comes out of somebody's mouth, the funniness. Maybe it's more of a community aspect where I know there's multiple friends in chat and I can hear TTS and I can hear their conversations. There's something that pulls me that makes me want to do it. I'm never somewhere I don't want to be.
Same.
And so I think that's important for people, to hear that.
Like I may jump into your live or Masters.
Fuck off, dude.
And not say
How do I
anything, but
take
I'm
my
listening, working or something or doing something.
No, it's just
fucking But yeah, doesn't mean I'm not there or don't want to be there. I'm just, I'm enjoying it. I'm getting something like you said out of it, and I'm still there, and then still having that
connection.
For me, it's like a companionship. It's someone there with me still. I'm not sucking the day away. Like fuck, I'm stuck at work doing this shit. It just makes the day a little bit better.
Yeah,
that's something I had to learn, and because I don't want to say I've always watched streams, because I do watch them more now that I do content, right? But I still was interested in what people did. Like I used to watch Meebs, Meebs Gaming. I don't know if you know who they are, but if you've never watched them, dude, they're fucking absolutely hilarious. Or there's Viva La Dirt League, right? I don't know if you know, like those guys. Like I still watch them. Stone Mountain, those people, right?
Yeah, Stone Mountain. I knew that.
Like I liked watching those. Meebs Gaming is always funny, man. They played like survival games, and they were just a group of friends that one of them passed away. But anyway, that's what I watched in streaming. Now, when I seem to tune in, like I noticed that I was doing what Iron was talking about early on, was I didn't really want to be there, but I was just there, like what Zach just said, like, and it's not even about deserving my energy. I felt like I just had to show up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to be in there, and then I realized, well, shit, I'm not even paying attention. So why would I, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a part of me that says, you know what, if this sacrifices a viewer in my life, then they weren't really a viewer in my life, because it's
For me,
not.
sometimes it feels like even though most of the times I'm working or doing something, like I said, so I can't see the visual side of it, so I was like, it's a podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love the podcast format, dude. I do. I want to see it more and more,
One thing
really
I think we're OGs at this point, right? Like we're most 78% of people that start streaming quit after the first year, right? So if you make it past the first year, I'm proud of you. Good job. If you're listening,
I've been doing it
awesome.
for 11 years.
Keep it up. Is that the number?
You, that's okay too. But so when we meet some of these new creators, we have to go back to that place of putting ourselves in their shoes. They haven't seen what we've seen. They haven't seen the trenches. But like, go back to where you were at when you started. They don't have some of that knowledge. They haven't gotten there yet, so they're probably still in that bad burnout period where they're trying to be in everyone's stream and do this and that.
Yep.
And maybe there's a little frustration on their side where it's not reciprocated back to them. And hopefully they learn, because we're saying it in places like this. You hear it in Angie's stream, you hear it in my stream, you hear it in Flame, Squirrel Master, Zach's, you name it. All the awesome friends, Poncho. I don't want to leave anybody out. Everybody in fucking chat. Like we're all in the same mindset,
We're a community.
The friends don't keep the score, and until they grow enough to get it, we just have to keep reminding them. And I fully understand why they might not get it, because I can tell you, my first 6 or 8 months, I didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, you said it perfectly. You had a guest on y'all's podcast that I don't agree with a lot on a lot of things, right? Again, we're not here to throw name, you know what I mean, right? But like what you said is, you go back and rewatch that now. Doesn't mean I still have to agree with that person or still like you get what I'm saying. But my views on a lot of things have changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because early on I thought this, and we fall into that trap, right? And it's the same, you hear it all the time. Follow for follow on Twitch, follow for follow on YouTube, follow for follow this. Send me a heart me, I'll send you a heart me, and we'll do this and we'll do that, right? I think most of us have fallen into that trap, and without friends that do the same thing with the same mindset, because I am a big believer on you are the company that you keep, we may be all on different levels, we may come different at places, but we all have the same ideal, right? That I would still be out there fishing, thinking that was what's going to grow me, Yeah. And you go back and replay. And so it's hard not, like you were saying, for people that first get into content. And imagine somebody telling you that early on. You thought that fucker doesn't know what they're saying. You know what I mean?
You after that podcast, me and you talked about it.
Yeah.
At length. And now we revisit it 2 years later, a year later, and we're like, yeah, that guy kind of had some good points. I'm kind of to see some of it.
Yeah, it doesn't change some things, but on some things it does.
It
you know,
did.
and
It did.
I think that's the part of being not just a grown man, but a grown up in this world, is to know when you can be wrong or you can accept to be wrong. You know what? My idea at that time was different, and you can accept it and move on. You know, that's that authentic. That's I can't say that word right now. Authenticity.
You learn, yeah. You live and you learn and you grow. You grow.
Yeah, and that's a great thing to do, man. And that's what I love about the community in general, man. I say community, it doesn't have a name to it, man. I think of the Taco Squad as those people that hang out there, the people that hang out in Flames Discord, the ones that hang around. You know what I mean? But to me, a community is everybody with the same idea.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
I don't give a shit about a name. I don't care. Your tag is
No.
Taco Squad, Nut House, Forge, whatever Irons is, Big Daddy Irons. Fucking
I mean, in reality, we all have
Discord,
our little groups we
but-
all hang out in and all that stuff. You know, and we all have our close friends that, you know, whether you let us say it or not, we like to hang out with them better or not. You know, and we have our little niche group that we hang out with, right? That's our thing. But in the grand scheme of thing, we're all friends. We all can mingle. We all talk and all that shit. You know, every once in a while, we all hang out. You know, we go back and forth, and every once in a while and all that stuff. So we're just one giant community, you know?
Yeah, it's nice.
And
man.
if you don't know that you're in the community, you're in the community.
And yeah. And you know, one of the craziest things that was said to me early on in streaming, and I still see this, and you guys may have seen this too, that not everybody falls into this, right? But the more you do, the less people you have around you. You notice those people early on fall off, and it may not be a hate thing, but you see once you either didn't fit into, they weren't jealousy or one thing or the other, they don't come around as much anymore, you know? And somebody told me that early on in streaming, and they were like, you know, just be prepared. These same people that you know now, you may not know the exact same group later on. And I was like, nah, there's no way, dude. People are real, right? Like, you know, and as soon as stuff started to happen, you saw it slowly start to happen with some people. You know, they come in, like we said, they expect when they come in a shout out to do this and to do that, or they, you know, they want to push their objective, and instead of just letting people do what they want to do.
Well, I've met cool people, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know, they'll stay within Discord and, you know, be a part of the community and all that stuff. And 2 or 3 days, and then they're gone. You never see them again.
Yeah. And then you have people that never say a word in Discord that just hang out, and then you'll be like, one time you're talking to them, they're like, yeah, hey, I saw that you post this in Discord. So how's that going? You're like, I didn't know anybody even fucking checked that shit. You know what I mean? Like, for real, you don't know who's checking what. But yeah, man, it was a great I don't mean to wrap it up, but
I always feel like I could, I don't know what it is about you, your squirreliness, but I always feel like I could talk for about 6 hours.
Oh, dude, we could go for 6 hours. That's why I had to start cutting myself off, Iron, because Joe's podcast made me realize when I start talking, I can diarrhea the mouth, dude, and we could talk about and start looking up things, and we can talk about, if we start talking about life, right? Like I said this before about sitting in there with Riley and them and boys chat, and I'm not going to talk about subjects, right? But like, it's taught me how to listen more.
Yeah.
Because I want to interject on everything that you get what I mean? I think I have to, and my ADHD says me engaging with you and telling you my side of the story equals I care, right?
Yeah.
That's the way ADHD works, right? But to not everybody else, it does. So you're working on yourself. And to me, sometimes just setting, and that's what the podcast has really done, dude. I went back and I've looked and I've noticed, and I'm like, dude, you got to learn every side of everything of yourself, man. And some things are harder to learn.
I think that's one misconception, is people think it's like, oh, they're always interjecting themselves into the conversation and giving their side on it. It's like, well, I have experience on that. I've experienced that side of that, you know? It's not me coming off arrogant or me trying to, you know, seem big or anything. It's just like, I've had experience in that subject. So of course I'm going to put my 2 cents on it, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes it's where your 2 cents fits in, you know? It's like a double dutch, dude. I swear it is. Because sometimes you'll realize, and you what's the word, stick your foot in your mouth, you know?
Yeah.
Like you'll open up your mouth before somebody finishes a sentence and you're like, shit, I should listen more.
if you ever look at your podcast and you're like, man, why do we even do it?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not about the numbers, it's not about the views. For me, it's about us, the three of us, being able to have a conversation that I looked forward to. I studied, like I had a test coming, not really a test, but I wanted to be able to speak on some things.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it's like a talk with my friends, you know. We sit around and bullshit, and then, oh, by the way, our other friends, if they want to be here and talk and chat, they're here too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then, oh, by the way, this is going to be on the internet forever. Well, unless you delete it, you know. So, like, you talk about going back and watching things. Imagine 20 years from now going back and watching this podcast. If you hear me now, Squirrel Master, 20 years from now, hey, what's up? I love you. Flames, 20 years from now, what's up? I love you. This was awesome.
Watching this. I love you too.
We're old men now.
That's what happens at 20 years
We're
old.
old farts.
This is like a virtual campfire circle that we're all in.
It is a campfire, and then it goes into a what are the things you bury? A time capsule.
Time capsule. Yeah.
Yep. So
God, to imagine now that my son could possibly watch this, and
yes, absolutely. Well, I've said that on the Lucid Squirrel podcast. I said I'm leaving my kids something. Like, if my kids have children and they have children, like, I can't go back and see my great grandfather that I never met.
Yeah.
Hell, I can see his name on ancestry.com and maybe pull some pictures up from somewhere, but there's nothing like this. This is like literally they have a collection of my opinions, the people I was around, all those things. You know, they're there.
He would have my YouTube, which, you know, probably by then will probably have more than 1,000 videos uploaded, and then all my other YouTubes, my TikTok. He has like a whole library of shit to watch when he gets older.
That's crazy to think of, though.
That's what brings me back to doing podcasts with the friends. You know, is the one, the conversation with friends, and then two, it's a legacy you're leaving behind. It's something to stay forever.
100%.
And I get into that
and all that stuff too.
That's what I get into when I'm making clips, dude. Everything becomes a clip to me because I love the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, it really does. And that's where I'm like, shit, somebody else needs to go through the clips. Because if you didn't notice when you go into the Discord, did you scroll up at all in the general chat? Dude, each live, there's like fucking 50 clips, dude. There's no way that there's that many clips for everyone. But to me, that's the excitement of doing it, you know? And that's what I think that people should have when they go live, you know. And you're gonna have your bad days, you're gonna have your off days, but remember why you do it, you know. Remember what really makes it interesting, because they're gonna be there or not, you know.
Right. It's like that clip of me and you, Squirrel or Master. We're talking about the up dog, fixing the up dog on that clip, you know. Dude, I laughed my ass off on that clip. I fucking love that clip, and memories like that, it's just what I cherish with the one that I met on this journey.
Heck yeah. But I'm glad we did this. I'm glad Iron came on. We'll have to get you back on again and talk about something else at some point. Next week we got Riley.
Hell yeah.
Which is interesting. Like, dude, I was looking at the lineup, right? So I have to tell this story before we get off, because, you know, I just have to. So I messaged Negley, because Negley and Hottie Shoddy are after Hottie with the Shoddy are after Riley, right? Well, I talked to Negley, and I realized I never asked his daughter if she wanted to be on. I just left it up to him. And I was like, oh shit. So I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, you know, so I never really asked you if you wanted to be on, you know what I mean? So, but we have Malice that comes back on at the end of the month. So we have a big month this month, and you start off the month, and man, you know, it's been a journey, dude. It's been a great time.
I've been having a blast doing this with you.
I love to see, dude, I love to see it, man. I love the peak of my Thursdays, which it sucks, you know, when you know, Flames does his on Thursdays sometimes, right? But those are the peak of my times, man, is to watch my other friends' content. Like, I've gotten to the point where I just like to hang out and talk, you know, and that's the cool part. But
listen, I don't know how many times I've tuned into this podcast while I'm driving along the highway in a set of Corsa with you in my ears, you know. I'll stop and pull over to the side of the road and type something in chat.
Yep.
That's the cool part, man. And you know what's funny too is spaces, right? So like in podcasts, until I watched more podcasts, until I saw, dude, if you go back and you watch our first podcast when me and Flames it was an edited podcast, right? We didn't do live, and I thought it had to be a certain way. And then you watch the second one and the third one, and then as it goes on, it kind of molds to itself. You know, it's not that thing, and it becomes yours, man, which is great. Well, anyway, well, that's about it, man. So I appreciate Iron and Flames, man. I hope you feel better. You powered through like a champ, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. It was a blast.
I'm a man, guy.
It was a blast.
You're a man. I'm a man. God damn it. I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
I was forged in flames.
Yeah. You were merely born into the darkness.
I thought he was literally gonna say his name
Or
was
you really
something tied
adjusted
into like Viking like shit.
Dude, it's crazy the amount of people that you think that do have like a cool like origin story about their name though. It's nothing. Like
Just
most people's
Misspelled
though,
it.
like you find that out about most people. They're like, how'd you come up with that?
What would you think the story is behind my name?
I thought you were like on fire. I am on fire. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I thought it thought it had something to do with like some badass epic Viking heritage story.
Yeah.
Forged in flame, like something like that. Yeah.
That's the name that Odin gave to you as you took your oath to.
I'm Thor's brother, real brother.
Yeah. At least it wasn't something like he got the crabs once and it burned and he just called himself Flames.
Oh, wait, I forgot. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to play a video.
Unless you have hit the like button, don't sleep on your stomach tonight.
Anyway.
The fuck? You know how I feel about aliens.
He's like, I don't be your friend no more.
You know why you don't sleep on your stomach, right? Doesn't stick it straight up. Anyway, you ever wondered if you got gay ghosts in your house? That's how you know. If you sleep on your stomach and never felt weird when you're sleeping, you have gay ghosts.
Now that you mention that, every night I wake up kind of feeling weird.
I was like, I wonder why my underwear my boxers try to get pulled down while I'm sleeping. I just thought it was a thing to sleep naked. Now I wake up in a boat.
My pants get took off at night.
Chinese proverb. Man who goes to bed with itchy butthole wake up with stinky finger.
and that's a great way to end it. Right there. Anyway, you guys, it's been fun, man. Y'all have a good one. We pushed 2.5 hours, man. It was a great conversation about stuff.
Had a blast.
A lot of fun, man.
Good night, guys. Much love.
Much love, brother. All right, chat. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. I hope you have a great night, morning, wherever you are, afternoon, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace out, guys.
Okay, bye.
And that's a wrap on another episode of the Keeping Gaming Weird podcast. A massive thank you to all of you for plugging in and spending your time with us. We had a blast, and we hope you did too. If you enjoyed the ride, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out when a new episode drops. It's the best way to support the show and keep the weirdness coming.